Hello and welcome everyone to day number 1 of the PUBG Mobile Control Invitational Season 1 Grand Finals. I'm one of the two voices you'll be hearing tonight, Enigma, joined alongside me, of course, the GOAT herself, Bella Fox Gaming. Bella, we did a viewer party a few weeks ago, though. How are you feeling today?
I am feeling amazing, man. It is always an honor to get to participate in these types of events. I'm ready to see what these ladies can do.
Okay.
I'm already impressed and nothing's even happened yet.
Well, the impression, I mean, you and I will both be amazed, I feel, for the most part. I believe you did the Titan series casting with Dave and Taylor a few weeks back, or excuse me, maybe 2 or 3 months ago. But nonetheless, someone that I love seeing getting involved in the competitive PUBG mobile space. And for these teams tonight, like you said, 14 of our top North American female squads here battling it out for their cut of the prize pool. Let's take a look at what these teams really are kind of looking at. A few of these recognizable logos, I guess you could say, but which of these squads here, Bella, are you feeling kind of stick out to you?
Oh man, of course, obviously, you know, Force Fem is going to stick out to me. These are a lot of names, like you said, that we're familiar with. The Panthers, Team Control, Moon Esports. I think of all the teams that I'm looking at here, there are maybe only 1 or 2 that are new to me. So it's good to see familiar faces back in the scene.
Yeah, I was really a fan of seeing Burn and Silence in here, as well as Dior, teams that I felt have been around maybe a year or two, potentially just roster swaps here and there, but nonetheless keeping that competitive factor, that competitive name brand that we all know and love. But for the most part, we got to understand what these 14 squads are fighting for, right? That prize pool split, what the cut's looking like. We're talking 1,000 total dollars on the line, up for grabs for these teams over the next 3 days. 500 for first place, 300 for second, and then third place nets you $200. And Bella, I ask this each broadcast. I'm going to ask you each day as well. If you got first place, what are you getting with that cut of the cut?
I mean, man, you know, you would think I would have prepped for this question. I should have known this was coming. This is kind of an important question. Do we need to come back to you? Come back to me and let me come up with a better answer, because you know that's a lot of Taco Bell that I can buy if I get $500.
Okay.
But let me think about it.
Hey, listen, personally, I know Taylor was a fan of the rice cookers. I'm not sure how much rice he's making, if he needs more than one. But for me, it was got to be one of those fake mustaches. I got to impersonate Dave at some point on one of these shows. Unfortunately, don't have it on me just yet. But we'll come back to it, of course. After the prize pool, of course, we got to talk about the format of these teams. We're talking 2 weeks of competitive play. These teams have already played out, netting themselves a few bonus points coming into tonight's grand finals. First place, Moon Esports sitting with 15 total, Team Control at 13, and then we go down the list. So you and I, we were looking at X4, some of these other squads that we were making a name of, but a lot of the teams on the left side are actually kind of blowing them out of the water when it comes to bonus points. So a bit of a prelude, I feel. Do you still want to stick with X-Force here, Bella? Do you want to see them as one of the top contenders? Do you think the qualifiers is just a fluke, or maybe you want to change up your answer looking into these final results?
You know, here's what I think about this, is that maybe possibly when you come into this with bonus points, you get a little relaxed in the situation. You feel like you don't need to go as hard because you already got points on the board. So that gives me the idea that maybe 9 through 14, they want it. Maybe they want it even more because they missed out on the opportunity for those bonus points. With Force Fem still sitting 1 position lower, you know, in 9th place, they just barely missed out on those bonus points. I'm still looking for them to show up today.
Okay, show up. I mean, luckily, I do believe they showed up, at least for the lobby itself. It's not sure what they're going to be able to do on the map performances. Let's actually bring up that map rotation for all of us to see what kind of competition lays way for us tonight. 5 total matches. We're going into Erangel, off-rip, Miramar afterwards, and then we're mixing in that Rondo again, baby. I'll bring it up each time we see it over the next 3 days here, Bello. This is the map that's replaced Sandhawk. It's the map that I look forward to in competitive. And then obviously after that, we go back to the Erangel and Miramar. So just one Rondo here, but I got to get your opinion on it, Bello. Rondo, are you loving it or are you a hater?
And I'm a straight up hater, and I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna try to hide it. Not even a little bit. I am a straight up hater. First of all, I love Sandhawk, okay? I miss all of the fighting that would go on at Ruins. There was just so much history and verticality and Sandhawk that, like, it just breaks my little heart to see that it's just been removed and tossed out to the side. Secondly, I don't particularly love the idea of recall towers in esports.
Really?
No, I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it because that completely changes the scene. It changes the plans on what they're going to be doing. And I'm not playing classics over here. You get one life to live, and you should only get one life to live, and that's just my personal opinion. So I'm not even gonna try to hide it. Not a fan, but it is what it is.
Okay.
We gotta make it work.
Hey, listen, make it work. I do believe we have them enabled for these matches here tonight. So even though you might hate it, I know at least everyone watching, including myself and you, we love seeing the gunfight still, right? That action come into play. We do love seeing those 3v3s, 4v4s, whatever the case may be, if these squads come into tonight. And for the most part, when it comes to the previous sort of tournaments for these female squads, I'm thinking of the Titan series, right, that you had casted. One thing that I actually loved, Bella, was seeing the dynamic range of weapons used from these squads. We're not seeing just the M4 and the DBS come into play, right? We're bringing out the 249, we're bringing out the UMB, the Uzi even, that we haven't seen the last few years of competition. I think this is one of those tournaments where I feel we'll see the same repeat. Is there any kind of weapon combo that you're looking at tonight that you kind of want to expect from some of these squads?
I mean, I'm actually a really big fan of the Ace 32. I know that it's not a very popular weapon. I know it's not a popular weapon, but it did, you know, it does very, very well. In addition, I feel like it's got a little bit more control than the AKM, but obviously a higher damage output. So I'm looking for maybe somebody to use that. Of course, I would love to see the sniper action. You know, me and PB are big sniper lovers.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
just never gonna happen, unfortunately. But if it does, instantly my favorite team. I'll love whoever does it. First one to whip out a sniper, they win.
Hey, when in doubt, you just got to whip it out for the most part. And I do believe when it came to Miramar and stuff like that in the Americas tournament, we did see a few Winchesters come into play. That's not a sniper. It's more of a little, you know, kind of one-off weapon. But nonetheless, hopefully one of these squads will be able to pick up that sniper for you and I to see. Only we're able to see, I believe, actually Revo being the only player get up and actually use it for the competitive competition. But nonetheless, Bella, we're talking game number 1. I didn't get your prediction yet. If you're choosing a squad here, I know you got a little bit of a sneak peek at it. Which team are you going with for game 1?
I mean, I think I'm going to stick with X-Force. I think I'm going to stick with X-Force. You know, they, I think they want it. I think they're going to prove it here in the first game. I go X-Force with the dub.
X-Force, man. See, now, I was going to go with them, but since you said it, I'm not going to go with them. Okay? I can't double it up. I'm kind of feeling Luna Esports. They finished at that first place position coming out from the qualifier stages, those bonus points. Nonetheless, now obviously we're making bets on who's winning the match, not who's going to stay in first place after the first game is said and done. But who knows? I want to see these sort of game competitions come into play. And with us starting off on Erangel, a lot of these teams I feel going to have that standard rule of thumb of where their drop spots are going to be. And for the most part, we're actually talking 14 total squads competing here tonight. It looks like one of the squads either was already eliminated or maybe missed the plane. But nonetheless, competition, it's got to get moved forward. And for 5 total matches each day, Bella, I feel that a lot of these teams are going to be feeling the stress after a game or two, recognizing that, hey, half the game's kind of done. We're needing to make sure that we get some points underway. And if you don't have a lot of eliminations under your belt, I feel you're really going to be stressing about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, taking a look here at the map, with this circle, X-Force is looking pretty beautiful right now. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
They're the only ones all the way over here, South George, and they're just hanging out by themselves. This means not only are they going to have time to loot up, they're already in the circle. They're going to be sitting pretty, and it looks like a lot of teams are going to have to get their loot and get on the way in, and they're going to have to go through teams 1, 4, and 3. Apologize, I can't see that right now, who they are, but I'll get that corrected here in a second. But there's going to be a lot of action potentially going on before even anybody gets into the circle.
Yeah, I'm looking at Yas9 specifically. Actually, potentially 3 teams kind of neck and neck, elbow to elbow with one another. One of the squads actually making a rotation down south towards that farm area. But when I'm seeing X-Force here, I kind of throw the question mark out of what spot they're going to try to take in circle. Because obviously, you've had these last 2 weeks of competition. You understand where these drop spots are at for these competitors. And well, if you understand that Gatka or maybe Mount Everest is open, do you choose to make the early rotation in for that positioning? I feel a lot of these sort of squads here, especially some of these more well-established teams, they opt to play as a 4-man. They play passive. They wait until the late game to strike and get those eliminations. And I feel that's a missed opportunity for a lot of our North American professional squads, our partner teams. I feel that early game aggression really just kind of outweighs itself to some extent, but these teams, I love the fact that they have a game style, they have a game plan, and they stick to it nonetheless. And well, they want to make it to the late game. That's where you're going to get most of your points. And I really got to kind of ask you, Bell, I do believe you had a team before being Zero Fox Given, if I'm not mistaken. Do you ever think of maybe snagging one of these teams and going back at it with a squad?
I've thought about it. I've absolutely thought about it. I mean,
Okay.
you know. I want in one hand, but I mean, you never know, dude. It's always the it's always an idea that I've had. Unfortunately, I'm personally just not as good at this game as I would like to be, which is why I love participating in these events.
Come on, brother. Get you in the lobby.
Listen, if sniping was an actual factor in esports, I would wreck this joint, but it's not. It's not. So I am stuck on the sidelines, which I'm okay with because I just think it's so impressive to watch these ladies do what they do, and be good at this game, man. It's so cool to watch.
Watch them for the most part. I mean, I actually even had competed against some female esports players back in the day. I do believe it was a lot from Latam, actually competing for PMSL Americas back in Season 1, Season 0 era. So really dating me back about 3 or 4 years ago. But a lot of these players, I believe, actually have played the game for a long time. So the improvement factor there, the experience, that sort of nerves setting in, I feel won't really set them off too much when it comes to these late game positions and dire 1v1 competitions that come through. But for the most part, we're seeing it, that slow gameplay early on. We're seeing Nina Esports currently just down south of that circle towards Ferry Pier, trying to understand which sort of position they're wanting to take. And this car skin, I don't think I've ever seen this, actually, Bella. Do you have this vehicle skin?
Ironically, I do not. This is the brand new Sonic skin.
Really?
This is the Sonic skin that just, I believe it's actually still in the game. It's on a two-seater, right? No, this is a buggy, correct?
Yeah.
That's wild, bro. That does not look, that would throw me for a loop, because that is not a buggy.
Okay, but how would you feel seeing Sonic just come at you too, right? I mean, they had that Attack on Titan one where it was like the Titan as the car. That one was, Dave had no idea what the heck that was.
That car was hilarious. That car is actually hilarious. I'm torn between absolutely being appalled by it, and it's like a train wreck. I can't not look away, dude. I can't look away. When I see it, I'm just like, I love it. No, I hate it. No, I love it. No, I hate it. I did get it, though. I did get it, because I love it in the end.
Oh, yeah. The love-hate relationship. I mean, we've all got something. Mine was the Yeti outfit that came out a few years ago, where even though it was so large and it was so bad for competitive play, I would use it every single time until it was those sort of designated matching skins every comp player has. So like PMCOs, PMPLNA, before you reached Americas, you're seeing me out there bright white with the blue feed on, just staring people down with an M4 or DP. But now everyone, unfortunately, they rock these tight, kind of outfits. They're rocking the green, trying to match in with the terrain on every map, and I'm not a fan. I want to see that sort of diverse play. But a lot of these teams, we get back to it, of course. Lily Esports, the team we're focusing on now, actually having a little bit of a spread up here on Potato Hill. Don't believe there's any squads around them.
Doesn't appear to be right now.
I actually want to get confirmation for this alley player. If production, maybe if we can get an answer for it. Might actually be the alley I'm thinking of from a few years ago. I believe played on a team with Nemesis, one of these squads that really just had a lot of Stellar players. Played with people alongside Tensa, Nemesis. I want to say maybe even Carnage at one point as a trial run. But if it is, that might be someone that I'm honestly looking out for. Just knowing off of the name alone being some sort of competitive experience alongside them. But we see the map circle shift. I wanted to see where X-Force was going to go here, but they ended up going Gatka, and rightfully so for them. They're not centered up completely, but the circle shift alone is letting them sit nice and pretty near it.
Yeah, it absolutely is. As we see, actually, we do have a couple of teams that are going to be rotating in from the north side, coming down through. Doesn't appear that anybody opted to go for the top of the mountain, which a little surprising to me. I feel like that's just prime real estate, and if you can grab it out of the gate, you probably should. But what do I know? That's why I'm casting and not playing.
Come on, you're a pro in my eyes, though. You play long enough, it doesn't matter if you're on stage or not. we get it going. Looks like actually someone on X-Force, they made a rotation. They didn't like Gatgun. Unfortunately, lost a player early on. Do believe we have some other teams as well trying to find their spot to call home. Team Phyra still in this far eastern side in the blue zone, actually coming in through that far Milta split. Do believe as well Burn and Silence making the same rotation, as well as Lotus Esports coming in from the south. So a lot of teams opting to make the same rotation here, Bella. Do you ever get worried seeing this kind of on the map feed, or just from our side, personal feed you and I get? You ever just worried some of these teams might just be rotating into danger?
Absolutely. I mean, this game creates paranoia. You know, you think you're safe, and then you're out there looking around, and the next thing you know, you see some team drive by, and then another team drive by, and looks like, you know, Luna has happened to find one of those teams that was probably just driving by. So they've got themselves into the mix. Not sure if she's going to be able to get the pick up there or not, but we've also got another team that's potentially rotating in off the backside. What do you think about that?
Yeah, the problem is for Goexia is they're the squad and they got caught out in the open, but with them having that player get the knock onto Juan Heda, who's actually a previous PMSL player, they're able to fully pull up and crest over the hillside line. Princess take the engagement, goes 1-for-1 onto the knocked player, does get traded out immediately. Yell's now trying to find the off angle. His teammate does get thirsted. Good pressure coming out from the squad holding Gatka's compound. Trying to go for a reset though. The nades do come through, and Bella, I'm really worried about playing this ridge line any longer, because you know the nades are going to start coming through, and when the smokes get played, it's free knocks, it's free sort of engagement area for you to just land those nades on top of them. So for Luna Esports, I like the idea of them moving back, but they're getting the knocks themselves, and now unfortunately for Goexia, they're on the back foot taking the engagement.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it looks like we've got a couple of that are trying to flank out on the side. They're looking for any opportunity here to get some kind of angle, but unfortunately, another one of them goes down. This, like you said, is a scary little ridge because there's not much placement, and you kind of know exactly where they're at because it's so small. You know that you know where the shots are coming in from, so if you can place it anywhere in there, chances are that you're going to make a good shot on that, or you're going to get a good connect on that. Jumping up onto the roof, though, that's one of the beautiful beautiful things about this game that I don't feel like existed in the early years near as much as it does now. You know, rooftop and is just as playable as much as ground game is. So good angles here, and especially with that being such a low ridge line, she might be able to get a good line of sight.
Yeah, and for Luna Esports, I think the big key component is Tokyo being able to get onto the roof, because even though Goexia got 2 or 3 knocks onto the squad, they never were able to get their players under their belt. Now, even up the odds, just lost players one by one, and we see it here now. Even with the pink punch buggy next to you, it's not going to be safe for you to drive out, and we see the aggression come full force from the Luna Esports squad. 3 players, the pre-fires come through, even with the rock cover. It's going to be a 4-0 win. This is the first place team taking out 1 full squad. They did give up 1 knock, but going to your note, Bello, you talking about that sort of roof gameplay. I feel like it only really got introduced about a year or 2 ago when they added in that vault mechanic where you could jump and start really getting yourself onto the rooftops of some of these buildings. That wasn't something that most players really were keen on and learning, but over the years, it's definitely spots that we can understand and see what sort of vantage points and angles these teams take. And we saw it there, right? The one stories, even with that little bit of elevation change, Goexia could not peek at all over the ridgeline. But nonetheless, still just 1 game. I'm not going to count Goexia out completely at all in any way just yet, but turn our eyes towards Katch Esports. It's going to be one of our squads as a 4-man. The circle shift does pop. They're actually going to be resting just on this western edge towards Quarry, just south of those Gatka Chopsticks compounds. But a lot of these teams are currently out of the circle here, Bella. I'm interested in seeing if they're going to opt to try to send it towards the center of circle, or if they're going to try to fight for their spot on the edge.
I mean, as it stands right now, it kind of looks like we've got a lot of gatekeeping going on. Looks like we've got Moon Esports and X-Force that are potentially going to drive right in to Katch Esports, who is watching that ridgeline there, watching the edge of the blue. I mean, it's a good opportunity to catch anybody that's going to be rotating in late, especially when they're sitting pretty as it is. So It'll be interesting to see. It doesn't look like anybody's trying to make a break. And as I say that, literally...
Oh, we're going right into him.
Okay, drive-bys.
We're not. But no one's shooting. The gentleman's agreement.
I love it. I love it.
Hey, we'll take it. I mean, you're out of circle, right? Why even bother trying to fight each other? And if there was a third team, maybe driving in, you know, you don't want to get caught up. But it looks like X-Force, they're gonna continue to just completely go up north here. Only 2 squads kind of next to each other. One of them being in play. We see the map actually pulled up here. And this western edge, I kind of understand why Bella X-Force decided to leave. There's so many teams they would have had to fight through. Them making this far rotate all the way into Pmci might just save the game for them.
100%. It looks like if they do rotate all the way into Pmci, that could be a saving grace. Because it looks like, as it is, the Panthers... I believe it's the Panthers. No, it's not. It's, maybe it's Katch. Nope, I think it might be the Panthers, actually. Looks like they were on outside of Pmci, but they're not there now. So X-Force is going to have the edge of that town all to themselves. That's a huge rotation. They went from 6 to, like, 2 o'clock, man. Genius play, potentially.
Hey, listen, you're one of the old heads that knows how to read a clock. I can't, okay? Let's keep it digital.
Oh, my God, brother.
Okay? Yeah, no, come on. Come on, we weren't in class. We were having to look at the wall. No, I could look at my wrist or my phone, and it gives me the time. Okay, I didn't have that ancient technology you guys have, but nonetheless,
listen, I'm from the 1900s. You respect your elders.
Oh my! See, when I hear the 19 at the start, I just know it's gonna be something bad. But nah, I'm just playing. But no, for the most part, obviously, a lot of these teams. Oh, wait a second.
Don't fall.
Oh my. Please don't jump like that. Man, they got the little buddy next to him.
Okay, I'm asking a serious question. How do you get up there? Like, I'm taking notes right now.
I think you just vault over and over maybe on the piling. She's like way up there.
She's been doing this for the last 20 minutes.
Falls. Oh yeah. Well, they're still in circle too. Imagine if someone pulled up on the south here, or they got the circle shift. Oh man, you just sit there like you're Batman almost. You just wait for someone to come in and then you pounce. But unfortunately, pouncing, it's not going to be on the south. It's going to be all the way up north here. Moon Esports, they opted a full slam into Dior. Edge compound towards Goexia. 4v4 fight. One team though already has eliminations under their belt. Wanheda trying to prep the push, try to get those smokes down. They do have an off angle all the way in the back, trying to catch potentially the sniper tower player out, but with the map showing, I'm not sure if you even opt to take this engagement. We're talking a far southern shift. Dior Esports understanding the situation, trying to get some shots down onto Moon Esports here, Bella, but for the most part, if I'm Dior, honestly, I'm looking at just trying to leave this fight, try to make it to that next circle, because if you take this fight stage 4, the blue zone's going to start hurting.
I think that's where really good IGLing has to come into play, because it's such a rarity that a team can get into an engagement and then they have the mental fortitude to say, you know what, let's just not do this. Actually, let's back out. It almost always ends in a disaster for one team or another. So I hope it actually does play out that way. Sometimes you got to cut your losses and move on. See you in the next zone.
Well, looks like Luna, they actually were trying to prep one of their vehicles. Just yet. I'm not sure actually if they have more than one vehicle they could use. It potentially, it's a little bit of a bait coming out for Tokyo and that back off and get some shots down, but Wanheda trying to get active, does get spotted on the outside of the one stack, really stressing on trying to get themselves at least an opening knocked onto it, but the impatience, the virtue, it comes into play, and now they're taking the initiative. 2 players upstairs trying to get shots on players crossing. A little bit of a gap in the smokes here. Supporting fire needs to come down through Dior to get an opening knock. Nicole does get shots down through the windows, but no knocks down just yet. Engagements elsewhere as well on the map, but this is going to be all the way out in the edge of the circle. This is the fight we want to see, because it's all about whoever wins these fights, these gunshots, these knocks at least. They're going to be the team that moves into zone with a few extra elimination points. Press themselves onto the sniper tower here, Bella, and for the most part, I'm interested in seeing how does Pepe play this. Do you try to play around Wanheda, potentially getting knocked early? Do you try to just rat it out? Swing comes through, no one's actually gone for shots yet. This might be the timing that they need. 2, 3 players by, and we're going for the back angle. Looking for the shots, that's 12, lands 1, almost gets 2. The damage doesn't find the mark, and Dior crumbling here, Bella. 2 players knocked, 1 player full HP. Can you find the mark? But both teams, they've lost members, they've lost players, and with the blue zone now, this might be all for naught. This is the moment now. You've got to cut your ties.
You absolutely have to. This is exactly what I was worried about when we end up fighting in the blue. Everybody gets so laser focused on trying to get the elims that they lose sight of the fact that the blue zone is going to start chunking that health away, and nobody's going to walk out of that engagement. Blue zone wins every single time. We forget that always. Always forget that.
And look at that number at the top right, that white number. We can't see it too well, but we're talking over 800 meters that we've got to cross. And with it being stage 5, yeah, you're not able to sit in this zone any longer. That's going to be Moon Esports as well as Dior, both going out to the blue zone. We're talking 7 teams remain in the lobby, 25 total. A lot of teams, unfortunately, losing casualties in this first match. But I feel just from the circle alone, this sort of Pmci, Ferry, Pier field, just it being completely flat ground doesn't allow any squads to play for it. But it also might have just meant a lot of these teams looking to take engagements for spots that they want to have. They're not allowing it to be just them being 4-person up in a shack. They're wanting some of these prime real estate spots, and one of the spots we're seeing right now, it's actually Katch Esports. 0 eliminations so far, but they do have all 4 players up, and well, for the most part, if they could wait for the circle to close just a little bit more, they might be able to contest for this top side of the hill just south of them. It's all a matter of timing though, right, Bo? It's a matter of where these players choose to end up, and we see a team right now that might be struggling with their spot. Team Control hiding behind haystacks right now.
Oh my, oh my. You know, I mean, the haystack is a great place to hide, although we all know that, you know, you get too far out there and they can absolutely see you. But if you've got teams that are lasering each other left and right, maybe hiding behind a haystack isn't such a bad place to be. I don't know. We're going to have to wait to see how that one plays out, but biding your time, I think, is a good idea. That way you can make a decision based on what you're seeing go down instead of an impulse control decision. You know, sometimes that happens and it never works out. We just saw that earlier where everybody they made impulse controls, they decided not to leave, and then everybody died for it. So be curious to see what they do out there in that field.
Hey, listen, the impulse controls, it works out if it always goes right for it. The eliminations,
Absolutely.
they come your way if you're always winning the engagements and moving into circle. Yeah, of course, go for that sort of 4v4 fight. But you and I both know it doesn't really work like that every game of PUBG Mobile. We actually see a team right now, Lily Esports versus SY, Team Serenity, trying to take this 4v4 engagement. The pre-fire comes through from Carol into the smoke, 1-for-1 trade, actually making a 1-for-2. Teammate does clean it up on the ridge line, but the problem is for Lily Esports, they're the ones with the back to the blue zone, making sure to at least get the thirst. Actually, no pressure coming from the rest of the squad. Seems like the terrain on this part of the map really just struggling to allow it, but when it comes to Katch Esports here, Bella, this is what I was worried about. They had the opportunity when the circle closed. Could they fight for the top side of this ridgeline? And with those knocks, they could have found the opportunity, but they forgot about team control on the haystacks, the ridgeline, all the way up north. And now we're seeing the crumble, the overlook, the instincts failing some of these squads. And well, if you're Katch Esports, this is the moment of damage control. It's just a question now, Bella, how much can you really control when it's this squad laying down their shots on you?
Team Control absolutely living up to their name right now and doing exactly what I thought they should do. They waited it out. They waited to see what was going to happen. Sounds like somebody needs some bullets right there. I don't blame her. That is essential part of the team or part of the game. You know, and Katch is now, they ended up catching themselves in a really bad situation. They not only they were trying to push in up onto the hill, but they forgot to turn around and look to see what was going on behind them, and Team Control took advantage of that. Luckily for them, they were able to kind of get out of that situation, and thank God that there are some of these huge crates right here that they can hide behind. Otherwise, I don't know that they would still be in this game.
Yeah, and for the game itself, another team I'm eyeing, I'm actually liking the team driving in currently in front of it's going to be Phyra IXIA. Actually, we're opting to play the warehouse, but they're full sending the shack. A little bit of Overwatch play coming in. No shots coming down, though. Both players getting knocked on the pull-up. That's not what you expect. The molly does come through, but where's the teammates at? We're standing in the open on fire. No support from the squad. Now struggling. We're seeing the snake play as well. Potentially could be going for the third party engagement. We're talking stage 7 circle. The blue zone will start chunking. It does look like Phyra IXIA was able to clean up that shack play as well as that ridge line just west. So Katch Esports falling from their prime real estate position. Now the question mark for me, Bella, we're seeing the circle shift down south. How does this team control make it into this next circle? Do they have the smokes? Do they have the vehicles to rotate in? They do have the crate, the level 3 gear, and a weapon, but is that enough for you to be able to go against the 4-man of Phyra IXIA? Or will you crumble into this top 3 positioning? Everyone here wants a first place, right? It's a matter of if you can get those shots downrange.
Absolutely, and I think it's like you said, it's going to come down to utility and coverage here. Everybody's got good gun skills here. Do they have the utility? I think nades and smokes are going to be key here. We are basically sitting in an open field, ladies, as far as I can see. So we're going to have to be able to see. These cars are actually going to be key when it comes to providing coverage.
Oh!
And it's over!
That's it?
Team control!
Hey, winner, chicken dinner. They played the field. They came in from the north, maybe 1 or 2 vehicles to their name, but nonetheless getting the win under their belt. That's what we love to see. And for a squad, it's like you said, right, living up to their name. Those shots on the Katch Esports on the ridgeline, as well as Team Serenity just to that western edge. That's what we want to see from teams. Not playing passive, going into these engagements and recognizing, hey, we got to do something or else the blue zone is going to be taking us out. And well, for team control, I do believe, if I'm reading the stats right on my side, 8 eliminations. So for game 1 of the tournament, I feel that's a pretty good start for the squad.
That's a huge start for this squad, especially when we were questioning. They were just out there behind some hay bales, and they took advantage of the situation. They waited it out to see what everybody else was going to do, and they struck when they needed to. And they were able to pull out the chicken dinner. So I think they played that extremely well. Patience won above all.
Hey, and patience, that's the key to the game, right? Battle Royale, we're talking 30-minute matches. You can't get yourself overeager, especially when you have positions like that where people are driving up on ridge lines. You're seeing free shots, knocks, and eliminations to claim for yourself or as a squad. And when you have a team like that that really is able to play calm, cool, and collective, I feel the team control name is something that we've seen before. This is a squad that's not just a one and done. They've played a lot of tournaments under their belt, it seems. And for the most part, when it comes to these results that they're putting up game 1, I feel it's not going to be a one and done. I feel we're going to see a lot more coming from these rest of these 4 matches here tonight. And for these players, for these teams, it's all a matter of how you perform day 1, right? You don't want to start the tournament slow. You want to make sure you're coming in hot, or else you're really going to be struggling when it comes to that latter half of the tournament.
Absolutely. I mean, you're going to find yourself in an uphill battle, regardless of whether you came in with bonus points or not. It's very important to come in and strike immediately, not only for yourself, but to let everybody else know, hey, I came here to win, and I'm going to do it again. So...
Hey, winning, you and I both love winning, okay? There's no fact about it, and I think every player here loves winning. And for the most part, I believe it's 10 placement points going your way if you finish in that first place spot. So these teams, they're the ones competing for it all. They're competing for that $1,000. You and I are just here to watch and commentate and see what kind of action unfolds. And for the first Erangel, I feel we weren't disappointed. You and I both got the predictions wrong. Unfortunately, I know someone in production is keeping tally of that, but for the most part, we've got 4 other games remaining tonight when it comes to this sort of competition. Miramar's as well as Rondo and another Erangel tonight. So, Bella, if you're thinking of a map tonight, obviously we saw one Erangel just now. Which of the maps are you kind of looking forward to the most coming tonight?
I love watching Miramar. I love how big, I love how big that map is. I love the terrain, the monster differences in the terrain. There's always a better chance to see somebody snipe. And, plus we obviously get the Winchester in there involved. It is a sniper, in my opinion. It's more of a marksman rifle than an actual sniper. But a marksman rifle, I will take it. It is still sniping, in my opinion. It's 1 shot, 1 done type, or 2 shots, whatever. You know what I mean?
Whatever it is.
But I absolutely love to see all of the fighting that potentially goes down in Miramar. If Sandhawk is off the table, Miramar's next one up. I don't even want to talk about the candy.
Oh, no, we can't have that. We'll have it on the next map, maybe if we've got a little bit of a dull moment. But for the most part, next map, guys, we're talking Miramar, match 2, day 1 of the PMCI Grand Final, Season 1. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, Miramar coming your way. Hello and welcome everyone. Game 1 done, in the books. Erangel out of the way, and for the most part, we're coming into Miramar next. I'm Enigma. Join alongside me, of course, the GOAT herself, Bella Fox Gaming. We saw Game 1, right? Erangel came down to team control, taking it to grabs, taking it to that first place finish, Bella. And for the most part, I do believe we have our match results ready for us to show. Let's get the breakdown for it, because I believe it wasn't just one squad, it was multiple teams popping off there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Second place coming in at Phyra IXIA with Force Fem coming in third place. So, you know, I was top three. I was top 3.
Close enough.
Serenity, Katch Esports, Burn in Silence, and Moon Esports rounding out the top 7. Luna Esports, Dior, the Panthers, Moon Esports, Nina Esports, Goexia, and Stellaris Esports rounding out the 14th spot.
Yeah, unfortunately, that 12 to 14, you're not wanting to sit with 0 points, right, when it comes to that starting of the tournament. I do believe some of the squads as well, potentially not coming in with any bonus points here tonight. But the key column that I'm looking at when it comes to these squads here, Bella, is going to be that elimination tallies, right? We're seeing Serenity, 10 eliminations. Luna, even though they're on that second half of the page, 5 eliminations to their name. So I feel if you want to keep yourself in the running for that $1,000 up for grabs, you got to be able to shoot your gun, and whether it's with the M4, the S12K like we saw, or potentially your Winchester or sniper, I feel that's got to be the name of the game. It's not going to be off placements, not raining down on X-Force female squad in any way with them having just 5 points total off of placements alone, but you got to be able to shoot your guns, Bella, and for the most part, Miramar, I feel that's a great map to do it.
Absolutely. There's a lot of, I know verticality is the word that we all, it's like a special little esports word, but it's true. It's true when it comes to Miramar, because there are mountains, there's big mountains, lots of peaks and valleys. So there's never, you know, it's not a field with hay bales, with easy lines of sight.
Yeah.
So if you are going to pop up and get a visual on your enemy, you're going to need to nail those shots in 1, 2, and 3. So it's not going to be the opportunity to chase them out. Gonna have to land them.
Hey, landing them. I mean, I'm not sure where these squads are going to land. We actually weren't able to get that sort of map drop spot that a lot of these teams like making. They like claiming their spot as their own, but we'll know after a game or two of Miramar. I'm not too surprised with some of these teams, but for the most part, when it comes to Miramar, I want to see that DMR come into play, right? I want to see the SLRs, the SKSs, and the minis come into it, because seeing the sheer pressure you can put down on the squads, I feel, Bella, from long range, whether it's the verticality or not, just anywhere across map around that 300-400 meter render range, you're going to be able to start doing some serious damage. And I feel a lot of these teams, that last match, one struggle that other teams were able to kind of thrive in was keeping their players up that got knocked. It wasn't a knock and insta-thirst. It was knock and we're throwing smokes out to keep all 4 players up. Luna Esports, of course, comes to mind. We saw them at the start of the game. But these other squads that don't keep 4 players up, Bella, I feel kind of struggle going into the late game because they're not comfortable playing as kind of that man deficit into the late game.
No, absolutely not. I mean, you're always obviously practicing with a 4-man squad, and so that can throw off everything, especially depending on who it goes, you know, who goes down. But the IGL has to take all of that information and say, okay, we don't have our 4th man anymore. We're going to have to change it up a little bit, because you can't go into that as you would with a 4-man squad. You're going to have to play a little bit differently, maybe even a little bit more reserved in order to play the long game. And I think that would have to factor in as well.
Well, Miramar, that's the long game. I do believe we're actually getting underway right now into Miramar predictions. Of course, Bella, you're not getting away with it from just one game. We're talking game 2. Who you feeling coming into this Miramar is going to take the cake?
Listen, I think Team Control came in hot, and I'm ready to back them. I'm ready to back them right now. I think Team Control is going to come in and go back to back. We're going to see it right out of the gate.
Oh, man. See, now I was not going to say back to back. I was going to say maybe they could win the Rondo or the last map of the day. I'm not thinking back to back. They ain't got it in them like that. But hey, Team Control, prove me wrong. I love being told to shut up on the broadcast. But for my pick, I'm looking at it, the list. Phyra IXIA. Okay, I want to say Phyra so badly because he's on C9 and a previous competitor, but I know it's not that. It's Phyra IXIA with the fire. Everyone in chat as well, let us know who you're rooting on tonight, who you want to see win not only this Miramar match, but also the tournament as a whole. See who's able to claim that first place spot for $500. But nonetheless, Miramar, we got to start with game 2 out of 15. The playing path does look solid for most of these teams. We actually see X-Force with a full spread down south. Your team, Team Control, I believe, dropping right there towards Chumacera off rip. But my team, they're going up towards Power Grid right now. They're going up to the top left. They're not trying to be anywhere near People Ball because I feel Team Control or whatever the case may be, they just don't like them. Okay, do you like the competitors in the lobby? I feel you gotta have a hatred almost for these people you're going against, Bella.
I mean, I feel like it's a love-hate situation. You know, we're friends outside of the battlefield, but once we hit the battlefield, it's game over. I don't even know your name. That way, when I kill you, I don't even care. Type of situation. Really? Oh yeah, absolutely.
See, I'd be remembering the name though, because then I'm doing the emotes, I'm shooting the boxes.
Oh, you're a box shooter.
I'm turning on the end game, and I'm saying, "What are you doing, little bro?" I'm doing the emote. I'm even picking you up, and I'm just dropping you on the cliff, and we just do that over and over. I'm doing full toxicity on the battlefield. And we haven't seen that yet, but I'd be down for some box shooting tonight. I'd be down for some toxicity in the PMCI Grand Finals because it's finals. We're on the broadcast with you and I watching it, Bella. Why not try to show some emotion here?
Man, I'm like the nicest person around this joint, dude. I'm all like bubble gum and candy and sugar, you know, but you're right. But hey, there is listen, I'm Toxic Bella. I can be Toxic Bella when it's absolutely necessary. Okay. And I can shoot a few boxes. Not is that the most toxic thing you can do? I'm just asking. Like, so that I know, what's the most toxic thing I can do to somebody?
I feel it's that because at the end of the day, it's every time you eliminate them, you just run up and you just unload the clip. You switch weapons so they understand that the sound they're hearing afterwards isn't a bug. It's, you know, the actual game of you shooting their bodies. But nonetheless, I mean, hey, these players can choose to be toxic or not. I personally would be. Try to spice it up. I know someone actually from the old competitive days, Carnage, you know him, of course. He was someone that loved to get under people's skins, and I felt he improved the competitive scene with it. He made people try to show emotion, try to really just say, hey, you know, if you want me to shut up, then prove me wrong.
Absolutely. And I mean, that guy was literally
you gotta have
for that. like, I don't even think he had an off switch for that, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, don't get me wrong. See, now, I'd met him in North Carolina. PMSL North America season 0, so all the way at the beginning, and nicest guy out of the game. But in game, I have a hilarious story of just playing with Wildcard. It's us in game, of course, and we were all in different rooms because it was during COVID, so we were still playing online. And the room next to me was Jagger from Pittsburgh Knights, and he had Carnage in his room when he was playing. And through my microphone, through the wall, spraying the IGL of Wildcard is, Enigma, is that Carnage I'm hearing raging? Because he's getting knocked and thirsted in the elimination feed, Bella. And I just thought he was going to be like the Kool-Aid man coming through the wall. Just like breaking through. Like, it was the most hilarious thing. And then on LAN even, when we were in Atlanta, he was the team next to us, Omen Elite. And we told Richie, we're like, listen, Richie, we're going to sit you as close as you can to that team because we need you to be the meat shield if Carnage lets loose after a rage incident. And he was like, okay, I'll take one for the team. And it was just, love Carnage to death, but it was just so much of us just making jokes about it. But hey, love the guy. Obviously, he doesn't play comp anymore, but for any of the OG fans of competitive PUBG Mobile, you know exactly who we're talking about. But back to the game. We'll get to it. Dior Esports right now, but they're going a little bit of a run, a little bit of a hike. If you're in these lobbies, I feel like you would want a vehicle, yeah. Actually, I think that's kind of the best vehicle on this map. Would you take a Golden Murado?
Oh my
$1,000.
All day,
That's
every
the
day.
cost.
I'd take it for
Every
free.
day?
I'd take it for free. I'd take it for free.
You got it like that?
Oh, dude, do you remember back in the OG days when that used to be the thing? Like, you would drop, and that was it, like, first person to the Murado. That's all anybody cared about was getting that Golden Murado. I actually do miss those days.
And you had to keep it till late game. That was the flex. You couldn't let it get blown up.
Yeah, I know. Everybody would see that and drop what they were doing because if you didn't have it, you were trying to blow it up for sure. I miss those days.
See, but that's where you knew the people that had the confidence to take it, because if you saw someone with the Golden Murado, you knew that they fought a squad to get it, right? You knew it wasn't just 4 people dropping and getting it for free. It was 5 or 6 squads dropping at just Hacienda to try to get it, and they're all getting eliminated for it. And then now you in the late game are going, do I really want to take on the squad that's probably got 10 or 15 eliminations under their belt?
It's an actual trophy. I mean, that's what it is. It's a trophy.
See, but now, there's always so many neat ideas I have of like emotes and stuff. I feel like Golden Murata just has to be one.
That would
just
actually
put, like,
be
a dollar
amazing.
sign on the hood or something.
Do we even have spray paint like that?
In game?
Yeah.
Well, we have it for the gun skins, right? Where you could like kind of do your own decal
Yeah,
on it. Hey, PUBG Mobile, if you're listening, whoever it is, Chow, whoever the case may be, Bella and I, we're doing the petition. Let's get spray paint, or at least the vehicle, personal custom skins for vehicles, kind of like the weapons. I want to put the Bella Fox logo on the hood of the Murado. Okay. So when I get into the Golden Murado, it's gold, it's ZFG on the hood. Imagine.
Oh my God,
we might
bro.
be cooking.
I mean, we might be. Listen, when this happens and when this comes into game, I want everybody to know it came from us right here, right now.
Yeah,
we made
right
that happen.
Just save the clip.
Absolutely. No taking credit for us.
No taking credit. Unfortunate credits. We're talking New Moon Esports going up against, I believe it's SY. 2 teams desperately needing points, and for the most part, actually looks like Serenity. First player not connected. Return trade coming in. Not going to land the shots. The lineman going to be down and out for the squad. 3 players up. The weapon choices maybe not the best for some of these teams. Actually, a hollow sight on the mini, so really struggling when it comes to this sort of engagement factor. Serenity, unfortunately, 2 players down. They're actually making the call here, Bo. They're completely turning away. They're not even going to chance the 2v4. They're going to play the rest as a duo here.
I mean, I think that that's the absolute smart play. You're either going to go out right now, potentially, or you live to fight, maybe potentially even farther down into the game. That is a good call. It's a tough call for sure, because nobody wants to give up that fight. You just don't. That's your inherent nature. You want to go back. You want to win. Especially you want vengeance for the teammates that they did kill. But you got to play it smart and turning. And I'm not going to call it running away. It's evading. It's tactical evading.
Oh.
Tactical evading, okay?
Okay, but if you're tactical evading, we just saw the map, right? Do you just go in the water at that point? By the way, 50% of it just in the ocean.
That's amazing. I mean,
you tell me you love the California weather. I assume it's just because of the ocean there, Bella, but if you're at the desert and there's an ocean, I feel that'd be even better. Almost like on a map like Miramar, you know, you just go for a swim when it's 100 degrees out.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I mean, you obviously are going to take the, you know, you're not going to be able to get any alien points by doing that. You're going to be sitting out there in a boat. But you are collecting placement points. Listen, you could go chill, you know, looking at that zone, that's outrageous. And you could sit out there potentially the rest of the game. I'd be curious to see. I can't wait to see what that final zone ends up looking like. And if we are going to have water the entire time. I kind of hope we do, because that's going to make it a little smaller confined fighting area, which is going to make it more intense and more exciting as the viewer. You know, not necessarily, I wouldn't want that as the player, but I can't wait to see how this shakes out. Because you can already see there's a lot of people rolling in down there on South. Only going to get more crowded.
Yeah, we're seeing Puerto actually kind of be in the main spot, as well as that full southern road along the coastline being up for grabs. I do believe actually all the way down south there where X-Force and Team Control currently reside, that's completely just this full ridgeline along the road, so not safe at all to drive along. We actually see New Moon, they were a team that got those 2 eliminations onto Team Serenity just now. They actually lose a player from the split of the X-Force female squad, so nice pickup for them. They are going to be a 3-man as well currently, but with it being so early on, I feel like you're really going to be wanting just to kind of move and rotate out, not take these early engagements, because it's like you said, right? Play for the late game, go for those sort of eliminations when you need to, when you have to almost, especially when it's a man disadvantage or lesser positioning. But thankfully for these teams, I feel with it being Miramar, even with it being 50% of the zone here, Bella, it's so early on that you could just sit in blue. But Team Control, they're not wasting any time. They're pulling right up onto X-Force. They're looking for this fight here.
Team Control is very aware that I called them out to be, you know, to win this game.
Okay.
So they're feeling that extra pressure, I feel like, to make it happen. I appreciate you ladies. I love you. Trying to make me look good. This is how I like to see it. Let's just keep this rolling. I'm not, did you not see? I don't think that X-Force player saw Mary at all.
Well, I mean, do you want to lean out? That just makes it easier of a target for you when
That's
you go
true.
for the shots. Luckily, they were able to kind of stop, drop, and roll a bit. Diablo almost getting put down into the dirt themselves, but thankfully for them, X-Force actually, wait a second. There's one of the players on X-Force still kind of on that western side, so I'm not sure if the X-Force trio here is going to be able to turn back and try to salvage the situation, or if that fourth member, okay. Looks like Boss was able to get away, but I was getting worried for a second. You having an isolated player right at the team that just pulled up could have been disastrous for his squad, but everyone else now finally getting that feeler, I guess you could say, of where these teams are going to reside, what compounds are going to be free and which ones aren't. But for the teams in blue zone, my eyes are going to be on the team that I'm actually currently wanting to win this match. Going to be Phyra IXIA all the way on the western edge. They're going to have to essentially make the same rotation in, but your team, Bella, I don't know what they're on today, but they're just wanting to take this engagement with X4. It doesn't matter where they drive to. They're like, okay, if you move here, we're just going to come right in and try to take you out again.
I feel like this is personal. This feels personal at this point. I mean, there could be a million other teams in here, and they just keep following X-Force right now. We're not going to do anything else until we take X-Force out of the game. But unfortunately, it looks like Mary's going to go down. Capino's looking for an angle, but she's not really able to see anything. They're kind of spread out there all along the top hill, looking for something to connect with, but nothing yet.
Maybe a little too overeager. Having your player that was actually the pull-up getting knocked and eliminated, but I feel it's just a good response from X-Force, right? If a team wants to keep trying to check you, kind of poke the bear, so to speak, you might as well be ready to turn yourself in and look for that fight. And we actually see YL get an up-close and personal team nade as well from far, trying to find the knocks. Actually a Molotov as well coming through the window, so 3 total players applying pressure onto the building. X-Force, though, still trying to bait out at least a player. They have good sight lines, good elimination potentials when it comes to team control, but when you lose a player early on like this, after you're the one to push, you start to kind of turtle up like this. Really try to prevent the other team from getting that opening knock, because as soon as it turns 2v4 in these sort of situations, no other team next to you, we see on the mini-map, really start struggling with the engagements. But it looks like X-Force, they're making the call here, Bella. They're going to try to play the edge of the circle. They do not want to allow a third party or any of this fighting to go on any longer.
I mean, that's actually a really good call. It is too early. We are just now getting into stage 3. You know, I understand Team Control wants to get this dub. They want to go back to back, but maybe we need to pull that back a little bit, ladies. I'm really glad that X-Force, as I say that, X-Force is like, not so fast. Now we're hopping on board with Boss, whose vehicle is on fire, and that's a potential situation. But now they're rolling past. Oh my goodness. This is getting crazier by the moment. I'm very fearful for Boss's vehicle. It might blow up. It can only take a few more shots.
And look at that. Team Control just full sending on one of the players. It actually looks like Lady's going to be knocked on Team Control. The rest of the squad here in the call out, probably the screams of I'm getting slammed, and Team Control, unfortunately, they were able to get the one and done themselves. Lady still out in the open, 2v3 scenario against the X-Force squad. Trying to get the off angles. They do have a good sight line on this ridge, but the issue for me, Bell, has got to be this time factor. 50 seconds on the clock. There's 3 or 4 squads behind them in the blue zone, into the next circle shift, but doesn't matter how long it takes if you start landing shots like that. Boss opening up the fight, but I want to see the rest of the squad kind of condense together. Look for this last player. Get this squad eliminated, because it'll allow you to set yourself up further, but when the sight lines come in like this, the sandstorm actually preventing them, forcing them to kind of play together. This is the fight we want to see, and for the most part, Bella, 1v3 scenario for your squad, I'm not feeling too hot about it.
I'm feeling like I just straight caster cursed these ladies. I am so sorry, but just as I say that, cost goes down. Capina gonna be able to get, one and that's done. It. My goodness.
1.5.
I'm so sorry. I am sorry, ladies. That is my fault. I'm gonna take complete responsibility for that. I apologize.
Unfortunately, that's going to be the first team out in the lobby actually 14th place, 1 elimination total to their name. We're going to be turning our sights towards the center of the circle, actually just north of Puerto, one of the compounds along the ridgeline. Katch Esports taking out one of the members of, I believe it's going to be Dior? No, it actually looks like it's going to be so nice elimination picks up for them, but the squad that I picked, of course, you and I both, Cash Cursing, Phyra IXIA, down to just a solo against Moon Esports, who actually had a struggle of last game's performance, now looking to turn it around. Shots come through, and we're not going to get the single one. New Moon playing it to perfection, and with that elimination there, I'm reading it right here, Bello. It's only going to be a solo on this edge of the map here that New Moon will have to deal with. No other squads coming into play, so they'll be able to kind of just loot everything for free here and kind of reset themselves for the next shift.
It's a really lucky situation considering everybody's going to be moving in. You got to love the reprieve of getting to loot in peace for just a moment.
Just a moment.
For just a moment. Not going to be long lived.
What if you want to be at peace the whole game? Would you? See, I would have taken the water at that point. I'll go back to it. Give me the boat. Oh, yes. Give me the boat. Give me the boat. We're going right into Puerto, baby. And for the most part, we're talking only 2 of the 12 squads left in the lobby here, Bello, are actually in this circle. So everyone's going to start slamming into this POI, and I'm worried about all these teams struggling to hold people back. It's going to be Stellaris down to just a solo C1, just forcing themselves to rotate in alone, as well as Dior as possibly Goexia making the same exact rotation in. But question mark for me, Bell, is how many teams are really going to be able to work into the POI? You might already think that it's taken, so you're opting to slam the edge. And, well, if everyone has the same sort of game plan, I feel you're just going to see everyone brawling it out in this next shift.
Yeah, I mean, it's about to get ugly. They are literally, everybody's on the move. They are coming in. We've got three teams right here. It's exactly happening like you said. Everybody is just about to get slammed. We've got Katch Esports, who's looking down onto, is that New Moon? Yes. And Goexia.
Take a look at this position. Goexia chose to play. I actually like the solo spot, but both players, actually 2 players going down to just a solo. X-Force opting to go towards the coastline, play towards the centralized spot, and we actually see NK pulling up, posted up on the roof, actually trying to hold back lots of players. We're talking 7 total eliminations for this team, and I feel with how this team's playing right now, Bell, like you and I both should have probably picked this team to be the winner, but nonetheless, we both only get 1 choice per match. We're not going to be cheating the system just yet. There's the nade comes through, but we'll be able to find the knockdown and out onto him. The Panthers now trying to find their spot to call home right on the edge of Puerto. Dior as well just next home, so we're talking 3 if not 4 squads congregating around the southern edge of the circle shift. Northern side, we're talking 2 if not 3 teams battling it out for that coastline ridge play, but it's always a matter of not right. 11 teams. How many of these squads do you think actually even have 4 players remaining, right? I feel every squad here other than 1 or 2 teams has lost a member. I feel it's only X-Force and really the Panthers that have 4 players up remaining.
Yeah, actually, looks like Katch Esports also has 4 players remaining, in addition to Luna as well. So we do have a few that have it, but as the circle closes in, the few stragglers that are on the outside of the blue zone are going to have to make their way in, and this is about to get spicy. Even more spicy than it's been.
Oh. All the way up north, which, by the way, just north of where that I believe it's going to be Nina Esports there, just centered up on that circle. That's completely flat. That's just a full coastline with maybe 1 or 2 electrical towers to play. So all these teams, I loved X-Force's spot, but you got to keep working into these next circle shifts. The north side is really where I'd kind of be favoring, but unfortunately, the first place finishers from the qualifiers round, Luna Esports, currently reside all the way up north here. And well, with the spread that Katch Esports had, there's going to be no contestation for that sort of edge circle play. And well, with it being stage 5, I always bring it up. How many of these squads will be able to really kind of keep members alive and get the eliminations when they matter most? Because I'm counting 3, if not 4 solos currently, Bella, being able to really just rack up and just ruin the placement points from some of these squads. 11 total teams remaining. You got to be top 8 to get at least 1 placement point, and definitely for a lot of these teams, they're making damn sure they're getting at least 5, if not top 4 placement this match.
Absolutely. I mean, to have 11 teams in this stage, in this tiny circle, when half of it is water at that, I mean, that's absolutely insane. You know, obviously, I think that the best positioning is going to maybe potentially be up on the road or right above it, kind of like where Katch Esports is and Moon Esports. Those seem to be the better positions right now, but it's still anybody's game.
Game itself actually looks like Katch Esports catching one of the Burn and Silence players. Actually going to be the solo of Burn and Silence, so they'll be out in 11th place. Most teams, they try to make the rotation all the way back up north, hedging their bets down south, regretting it, rightfully so. And well, now we see it, the full sends come through. Whether it's a buggy, whether it's the Murado, you've got to find yourself a place to call home. Now the Stellaris players solo, they get caught out. That's going to be 2 teams removed from the pool. 3 solos still remaining, I believe, if I'm counting correctly on my side screen. So still a lot of placement to be gained for teams. It's a matter if you can get those elimination points another way. Luna Esports still only at 4 eliminations. The action is all the way going to be down south. X-Force versus the Panthers. But seeing how the elimination feed's lighting up right now, Bella, I'm seeing X-Force taking a lot of knocks and nothing getting traded their way. So for X-Force, this might be a 4-for-0 trade. And for them, this might be the winning position for them coming set or not.
Absolutely. I mean, and you know, here just a little bit ago, Boss's vehicle was on fire. I wasn't even sure she was going to make it to endgame, but somehow she has defied the odds. This team is still here. They're holding it down. And as we see into the new circle, they are not in it. So they're going to have to finish this fight up, decide on what they're going to do. And if they're going to make it through, they're going to have to start moving in. A lot of these teams are not in the circle. I've said it already. It is going to keep getting spicier.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm not sure how, but the X-Force team actually down to the solo. The Panthers being able to win 2 or 3 crucial 1v1s with the smokes up, but unfortunately, it's not said and done. 1 player remaining on each team. Both squads that I felt if they were able to just have this engagement as a clean fight could have taken the win for themselves, but always comes at a cost. You got to be able to land your shots and keep your HP bar in the green, in the white, so to speak. And now it's always a matter of placements, right? Top 8 remaining, 3 or 4, maybe even 5 total solos in the lobby, with the rest being full 4-man. So apparently squads really just struggling to make the mark. And if I'm seeing the X-Force solo, I might honestly opt to go into the water at this point. It's still in play for you to go around, but everyone else here, Bella, they're making the drive in, and Katch Esports, well, they're getting caught out in the open.
I was just about to say, Katch Esports is potentially sitting in good position, but then the zone started to move in, and everybody took one moment, turned around, looked at them, and started shooting. And just like that, they went from a 5-man down to, or 5-man, a 4-man down to a 2-man. That fast. So, but they are in the new zone. Lucky for them. Yeah. So maybe they can hold it down on 2-man left.
Yeah, and luckily for them, they actually have a good solid portion of that next circle shift. So I feel a lot of the engagements and fighting are just going to be down on the southeastern edge. You're not really going to see too many sort of engagements go out of their way unless it's a long arm throw. It looks like one of the Luna Esports players just really raining down hell with the nade utility. So the duo that I thought Katch Esports was going to be fine at, they're going to be eliminated now. With that northern side completely cleared out, Luna Esports able to have complete control of this ridgeline. We see it here, the solo of, I believe, Nina Esports holding out strong in the building. They are going to be in circle. No nades coming yet from Luna Esports, but it's going to be on to Dior Esports currently. The only other squad with 4 players here, Bella. We're talking 7 eliminations on Luna versus the 3 of Dior. So both these teams, they've got some blood on their hands. I'm interested in seeing which of these squads really be able to come out on top this match.
Yeah, I'm really feeling good about Luna Esports right now. They've got this. Cole, okay, as I was just getting ready to say, let's not do that right now. No dying while I'm talking good about you guys. New Moon has, or not New Moon, Nina Esports only has 1 remaining member up in this house. So if Luna can take control of them, then not only will they have the ridgeline, but they'll have control over this building as well, which will set them up good to turn their eyesight to Dior Esports after that, who is, like we said, the only other remaining team with 4-man up. Or ladies up, I should say, but
natural habit. Hopefully they won't.
Absolutely. No offense.
Hopefully they won't witch hunt us too much. At least you, I don't mind the hate for the most part. But no, for Dior, unfortunately as well, it looks like the player that was playing outside of the 2 stacks is going to be the one that is currently knocked. But curiosity of Luna Esports maybe getting a little bit too active. One of the solos is actually going to be Goexia, excuse me, being the one knocked, and another nade toss. Man, I mean, Nicole just really just laying down hell with these sort of frag grenades. Not even the mollies being the ones to connect. Right on top of these players, we're talking top 3 situation, 4v3v1. Dior, the only team remaining here, Bella, with 4 members up. And with this being stage 8, 18 seconds after this, we're going into nothingness after the circle shift. So if you're in these squads, at least getting up onto the building closer to the center of the circle is going to be the name of the game. And well, with it being Miramar, you're not able to heal strat in these zones, Bella. You got to be able to shoot your guns, and well, the time is now.
Absolutely. And as we're rotating through all the players, it's apparent that almost next to nobody, they're almost all completely out of utility. So nades, smokes, you're not going to have any of that to save you now. It is going to literally come down to who has the better gun skills.
Oh man, the gun skill. M7, unfortunately, not able to find the shots. Actually tried to go for an off angle, almost catching himself out in the blue zone. Luna Esports recognizing the play, catching one of the Dior players off out solo. Gonna be Pepe. Still gotta do it for solo inside. This might be the disaster scenario for Luna Esports. They can't allow a second player to get knocked. Gotta be able to press the initiative, and one head unfortunately caught out in the open. We're talking 1 player remaining for Luna Esports. Congregate onto the wall, fully out drip, will get knocked, but it's all for naught, Bella. Winner, chicken dinner, Dior Esports. They kept all 4 players up, and well, for them, they take home that chicken dinner prize.
Absolutely impressive gameplay by them right there in the end. When everything came down to pandemonium, they had a player go down. They were able to regroup, get her back up, and secure that chicken dinner with a 4-man squad standing.
Yeah, and I feel for Dior, they didn't just end up in Puerto and just have the zone come to them, right? They had those rotations from the western edge. They went around Katch Esports, kind of weaseled their way through that Panthers and X-Force fight just down south of the POI. So for Dior Esports, definitely a game where you can look back and really take a lot of mental notes of what went right for that team. And for them, the play style definitely reaped the rewards, being able to keep all 4 players up in the end. And I feel for Miramar, it's rare for us to see a lot of solo players stay up like that. I believe at one point we had 5 players, Bella, just being sort of thorns in the side for the placement rankings. And even there at the end, the top 3 situation, Luna Esports could have had that sort of win against Dior, but as soon as that solo came through and got that knock onto him, I felt it was just a set in stone game for Dior.
It was absolutely kind of crazy to see them all kind of spread out there. It was such a condensed end zone, and especially because it really did stay in the water a lot of the time, so that halved the land mass that they were getting to deal with. It was a crazy ending, but it was absolutely exciting to watch.
Yeah, and I felt bad for X-Force, to be honest. You know, they had that sort of rotation in early. They had good eliminations, I believe around 10 or so, give or take, but unfortunately just falling
11.
prey to that circle. So yeah, I mean, 11 double-digit eliminations, that's the number you're wanting if you're going out not into that top 3 placement. And a lot of teams, I feel, you want to replicate some of those performances. You don't get the circle in that stage 5, 6, 7, you got to get the eliminations under your belt. You can't be the team to go out early. And for the most part, for these teams, I feel, comparing to other competitive tournaments like Americas, whether it's Titan Series as well, even for instance, these teams really strive at keeping up 4 players standing, or even just keeping the solos alive 4 placements. These other teams like Wolves, like even we can maybe even make mention of the NA X-Force partner team, they struggle with keeping players up like that. So looking at this tournament, I feel there's definitely an opportunity for some of our NA boys to be able to kind of look and see what goes right for some of these teams, and possibly even adapt and kind of adopt these sort of mindsets that these players have.
Yeah, I mean, these ladies did a really good job. They didn't have much to work with, you know, a lot of these teams. And so for them to be able to come out there in the end, keep their head, stay calm, fight when they need to, and stay hidden when they need to. You're, like you said, too, they were a nuisance. You know, she was chucking nades down, chucking mollies down, like, absolutely not. You will not come upstairs. This is my house, not yours. I don't care if there's 3 of you standing out there. And it was able to secure them a higher placement as the rest of the teams were going down. So very impressive to watch these solos in addition to the 4-man squads.
Well, luckily for the most part as well, right? We're not talking just one Miramar we get to watch, right? We get to watch 2 each day, 3 days of competition. For the most part, all these teams are going to be battling it out for these sort of placements. Yeah, Rondo, you play it once each day, but the main source of your points is going to be there in Gills and Miramar. So these teams being able to at least show consistent performances when it comes to these sort of results, that's the stuff that we want to see. And I do believe we actually see the Miramar stats being able for us to take a look at. So match results, at least for game number 2, we'll be having pulled up in a sec. First place, Dior Esports. Currently, they did win the match, 8 eliminations, totaling them 18 total points on the game. Moon Esports getting 8 and 6 as well, making it 14. And for the most part, everyone afterwards putting up rookie numbers in comparison to the 8th place squad, Bella. We're talking 11 eliminations. I mean, how much more would you want from a squad, right? Other than a win, if you were to say, get me 11 eliminations, right?
That was a valiant fight. I mean, that wasn't like they sailed in there easily and then got 11 in the end. They were constantly being chased by team control all the way from the beginning. So they were always under fire and always under duress, having to fight. Eventually, they turned around and said, you know what? I'm going to deal with this right now. They did. They moved on, and they were able to rack up 11 elims. Absolutely impressive, regardless of the rank placement, because that was just a free-for-all down there at the end. They just as easily could have been in 3rd place or 4th place as they were in 8th place. So, absolutely impressive turnout by Force Fem. I gotta love to see it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we love to see it, and for the most part, you said Miramar is your favorite map. We're not having it just once, we're having it twice. Don't go anywhere, guys. We're gonna come back to Rondo, map number 3 of the PMCI Grand Finals. Don't go anywhere, of course. We'll be right back. The halfway point of day number 1 of the PMCI Grand Finals. We're talking Erangel, Miramar, underway. We're going into my favorite map and Bella's most hated map, Rondo. The halfway point of the day, Bella, how you feeling so far about the tournament?
I mean, I think it's absolutely amazing. I'm sure we've got some first day jitters. Obviously, these ladies have been, playing in this for a bit to, they get bonus points and whatnot. But when you get to the grand finals, that's a whole different situation. And so I feel like maybe we got a little bit of working through some nerves. But on the overall, it's been very exciting. I feel like maybe people are being more aggressive than they necessarily would be. Maybe they're just trying to make a name for themselves, set a precedent. Not sure yet, but it'll be interesting to see if that continues here on the Rondo, because that's going to be a completely different play style.
Oh yeah, and the respawn towers, that's where it comes into play. And when the cameras are on you, the lights, the big stage, I mean, who doesn't want to show off a little, right? Who doesn't want to try to get themselves up into that elimination tally and feed? But for the most part, Rondo, we've got it underway. We can confirm respawn towers in play. So unfortunately, we're only going to be seeing the coveted 1 plane path, not 2. But for the most part, Rondo itself, I'm going to be having a treat for. I'm interested in seeing which of these squads adopt that sort of idea of 3-1, go for those eliminations early on, or if we're going to see maybe just that more standard play of PUBG Mobile, kind of like the Erangels and Miramars that you and I have played this game for years.
Yeah, I'm absolutely expecting the 3-1 situation to go on. I mean, if you're not using that, or you're not using the recall towers correctly, I mean, what's the point of having them if you're not going to use them type situation? So I fully expect to see maybe a little bit more reserved gameplay, or, like you said, a 3-1 situation where the one immediately splits off if they realize this is potentially not going to go the way I like it, and they're going to head directly into the one of 74 recall towers that we've got on this map.
Hey, 74, but you can only revive yourself once. And when I was doing the show day with Hot Jukes and 7 Worlds, Bella, okay, we had a bet where it was an eyebrow slit and stuff like that. Now, I'm not asking you to do that, but we had brought up this discussion of if we could compete in that sort of America's lobby against Team Liquid, against Alpha 7, and Hot Jukes' only thing was, if you give us unlimited respawns, we could make it work. The problem was it was just us 3 at the time. And with how you've been hyping yourself up with the sniper belt, I think we're picking you up as the 4th man to be on that team. Me, you, 7 Worlds, and Hot Jukes against the best of the West. Do you think we'd have a shot? 60 games or something. We get 1 win, you think?
Absolutely. And here's why. Because not only is the sniper going to come into play, but I'm going to be that guy that's on the off angle with the sniper staring at you from 400 meters out, taking you down, and then I'm going to go get you guys on recall. It literally is a win-win situation.
Hey, listen, we can get some points then, is what I'm hearing.
100%.
And then it's just 1 win. $1 million. My life is up on the line. I got to win a game in 60 games. Oh, we're locking it in. We're getting it done. And for the most part, Melody, one of the moderators for the tournament here, is saying, Bella Fox fan club went. We've got 0 Fox given, but did you ever think of a name change? I know there was the Enigma fan club. I'm fine with you stealing the idea here, Bella, but would you ever do Bella Fox fan club? Be honest with me.
I don't know. I like to be, I like it to be. Now, are we talking about a name change in game?
No,
I like it to
the team.
The team.
If you were to have a team, if you were to have the squad.
No, I can't do it. Can't do it.
Zero Fox Haven is so nice.
Brother, that is like...
Rolls off the tongue.
It's so good. I keep waiting for one of you guys to slip up. It's coming. It's coming eventually. It's coming.
Hey, listen, my name has had plenty of slip-ups with every talent. So 0 Fox given. It'll definitely happen at some point, to say the least.
I love the idea of the name change, but I like it to be more. I don't want it to just be about myself. I like it to be about everybody that's involved in the community, and that's why we went with that name instead of having my name in the title. So I appreciate it. But I think I would definitely keep it that way.
I'm egotistical. I want it to be about me. That's why we had it. And we had it for, I think, like 6 or 7 months, give or take, doing the hand sign off screen as we speak, of course. But No, I had to ask. I'd be so down for Bella Fox fan club or just the ZFG tag. Would you let me rock it in game, Bella?
100%. 100%.
We'll get it going then. Maybe we'll make that the latest this next season that comes up when the rank resets. Every NA fan, every creator, just change it to ZFG.
It would be an honor, sir.
Get on the leaderboard. Yeah, we'll make it happen. We'll get it going in some way. I'm not sure who we got to talk to, who kind of the PUBG gods I got to pray to, but we're going to make it happen next season. I believe it.
I'm sure you know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. We can make this happen.
We can make this happen, but back to the game, making it happen. What's your thoughts on the new vehicles on the map, Bella? We're talking new additions, the electric bus. This is kind of my favorite out of any vehicle in the game, other than the regular bus.
Right. I mean, I love the buses all the way around. I feel like they're underrated. They don't get enough love. So I'm a big fan of this. We don't have the electrical fields in esports, obviously. So I don't feel like they
we do.
Oh, we do?
We do? Yeah, we do. We'd seen it. We had seen it day one of PMSL Americas, Bella. It was Team Liquid driving after, I forget who, like Influence Rage or someone. And they got stuck in the middle of the EMP zone, and they just saw the other team just barely make it to the edge they were chasing down and drove out. And they were just stranded there in the center for 30 seconds. But yeah, no. There we go. I think it's that just to the right of X-Force there.
Oh, yeah.
As well as to the left of Control. So EMPs, oh yeah. EMPs in play. This is what I love.
That's insane. Okay, well, I stand corrected. So then that bus really does get used, to its full potential. I mean, that bus is literally made to help you survive an EMP situation. So if you can't love any vehicle, you gotta love that one. That's the one.
Yeah.
It's gonna make or break your way out of that situation.
See, but now this is the next question. Okay, big curveball to you right now, Bella. What's your thought on the camel on Miramar? The camel. It's the horse like variant, you know what I'm talking about? Because Seven World said he's eaten camel before, and he loves the camels in Miramar, and I thought that was a weird relation to make with one another. Have you tried camel before, Bella?
I have not. I've had quite a few things, but camel is not one of the things that have been on my list. I didn't even know we could eat those guys. My bad. Huh. I've ridden a camel. I've ridden a camel.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
I've ridden an elephant. I've ridden a camel. I think that's it. Oh, horses and the normal standard things that we all be riding around here. But, those two things are not on the standard list, at least not here in the United States. And and I have ridden one. I have not eaten one, though. So does it taste like chicken? That's the big question. I don't know.
I think he said it definitely did, which I was kind of concerned with that he was so happy saying that.
Frog legs taste like chicken. So
frog legs.
Have you never had frog legs?
No, I've never had frog legs.
What?
I've had scorpion before, which is crazy.
Okay, I've never had scorpion. That's it. Why are you eating scorpions?
I was in Cabo. We had a few drinks and it was, hey, do you want to try this? And I was like, sure. And then I think I ended up eating some of those roasted roaches too with it or something. Oh, we were all over the place. Thank God I don't remember much of that night. But
then he woke up 3 days later.
Nonetheless, an elephant. Oh yeah, and then we woke up 5 days later with in an ice bath or something. But nonetheless, I mean, luckily these players, they're not having to do that right. They get to just play the game of PUBG Mobile, and with the circle shift still quite slow, we might see some action come down from the BIS and Dior squads up there in the north. X-Force as well, potentially trying to gatekeep along test track, but still nonetheless, a lot of these teams really just kind of getting their feelers out of where they want to choose to call home for this rondo of the day.
This isn't, they don't have a lot of experience on this map. It's not like we've been playing this for very long, so I think people are probably still just feeling out, what they like, what they don't like, what's got good loot, what doesn't have good loot. I mean, it was interesting to see, a couple of teams down there in Jadena City, because in a classic match, nobody's there. Absolutely nobody goes there. And so you can already see that that's just a little bit different of a situation. This is also so much more spread out, than say Miramar, who still has more water involved than this map does. So this is the biggest map here in PUBG Mobile. They got a lot of places to go. Of course, Neox Factory is always going to be my favorite. And I'm sure I think that's obviously the hot drop of the map.
Oh yeah, and I mean, who wouldn't want to go there? And then you just go afterwards over to the test track and take a few victory laps. Now we gotta add a golden electric bus to the test track area. Okay, the Neox factory. Just have a gold vehicle. PUBG Mobile, another thing. Not just Miramar. Bring it to Erangel, Sandhawk, Vikendi, Livik. Every map, whether it's casual or competitive. I need a golden vehicle to drive around in. I need the trophy for myself when I get into the late game. How Bella likes to say, because who doesn't like flexing the trophy over everyone else in the lobby?
Absolutely. I mean, they're going to have to start paying us, you know, for these idea updates. I just want to call that out right now.
I'm not complaining. I'm not
when these
complaining.
get implemented, we want
They've
our
got
cut.
my address. Yeah, they've got our addresses. I'll just expect it. I'll take a thank you card as well with it. You know, a firm handshake all around, and well, you and I will be sitting pretty on the pile.
I'll take a character in the game. I'd like my own skin.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want paid big.
Do you have a voice pack, Bella?
I do. I have.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I was part of the 7th anniversary. It's fun to troll people with when I play with randos, and I use it, and I'm like, you guys, listen, I can sound just like this chick in the game. They're like, you do sound just like her. I'm like, it's crazy. I know.
Okay, now I wish I stayed around in comp to try to get that. I know a few of the comp players. I believe it was Tensa had a voice pack at one point. Obviously, there's the one of, I believe, Powerbang. You know, I want to say Winsanity maybe even has one.
Yep.
So a lot of love to the PUBG heads. And a lot of you guys, I mean, you guys have been around since the get-go, right? The beginning. So it's not just the new love. It's people that, you know, 10 toes in the sand and making sure all the game is going right throughout the last few years. So I've always appreciated seeing you guys, especially you now, Bella. Of course, you know, coming into the competitive sphere, taking the spectating, the casting now, of course. It's always a trait, to say the least. And I think a lot of people in the community, not just me, but people in the chat as well, appreciate you being here for the most part.
Well, I mean, it's an absolute honor. You know, I really genuinely love this game. I'm a day oneer. Like, the day this game came out, I tried it, and I fell in love, like, hard fell in love. I was playing this game on Xbox. I literally never played another game. Like, I never went back. I don't even know what that account's doing. So it was absolutely insane. But I love to be able to watch people like the Panthers right here who are taking shots onto Nina Esports. Love to watch them be able to play the game because they do it so well in ways that I can't. And it's just so absolutely impressive. These ladies, I bet their comms are calm. Their comms are calm. Which I never could be. I could never play comp just for that reason. Oh man, oh brother.
You think so?
I'm a screamer.
See, now I'd be yelling, but if it was like the most dire situation imaginable, but like telling someone that it's just he's won or push, like it's either we win the engagement or we're going out in 16th kind of calm. Every time else, I'm more as cool as a cucumber. When it comes to communication in the game, a lot of that just comes from playing the game so much you kind of get numb to that fear factor or unexpectedness. But luckily for the Panthers, they were able to kind of actually looks like they're able to get the respawn going down from one of their teammates. So NS were able to pick up at least one elimination under their belt onto the Panthers squad. But if you're a team like this, I kind of was gonna make reference to it. If you get eliminated early on, you gotta kind of regroup and readjust yourself, because without the vehicles, I feel even on Rondo here, Bella, you gotta be able to have it. You can't let it get wasted. You can't be trying to rotate here on foot, because as soon as that stage 5, 6 mark hits in the map, you running on foot in the open is not the play.
Yeah, this is not a very well fleshed out map in terms of anywhere to hide. It's just big open fields for the most part. You've got little patches here and there of different things, but for the most part it's wide out open. So I think on a Rondo situation, with them being able to get the recall off, you can maybe play a little bit more aggressive with the knowledge that if it starts to go bad, you've got your 3-1 split, the one person can go off and get the recall. But absolutely not, there's no walking on foot in this map. Run out of breath.
Got out of breath, unfortunately. Nina Esports player, that's going to be one player down and out. They will be able to get the full reset. Instead of the 3-1, where it's one player on the respawn tower, they've got all 3 of them essentially here for the taking. So Nina Esports, they were able to get at least one player of the Panthers to get under their belt, still being able to keep 4 players up after getting knocked and eliminated. So Good place for them. This is actually going to be all the way down southwest of the new circle shift. X-Force currently standing tall, centered up, and probably the best compound on the map remaining in the circle. So these teams right now, Bella, especially those squads on the east side, I'm counting 3 if not 4 teams. They've got to somehow cross the water into this next circle.
Yeah, I mean, that is going to be a tricky situation because, like you said, they want to try to be able to keep their vehicles, but then that's going to limit their ability on where they can go. It looks like there's probably, what, 1 bridge in that entire circle. So, you know, if you can get across that thing with your vehicle, I'm going to be impressed, ladies. Otherwise, you might have to ditch it and start swimming if you want to be in the next circle, if you want to be able to fight this thing out through.
And the problem with that, too, is when you're the first team that goes across the water, everyone from the backside that's still on the lane just left, it's going to be shots at you. We'll have to take note of that, of course. X-Force, they've got teams trying to post up next to them. Inside, it's going to be ST right next to them. Stellaris Esports pulling up. Actually, 1 player knocked and eliminated. Not sure where the rest of the squads are at, or even if they're going to be able to get a full reset going in terms of respawn towers, but for any of these other teams, a lot of teams I'm seeing actually rotating, moving in onto this next circle shift, with it being stage 4 and that water preventing a lot of teams from making a sort of centralized dive into this next circle shift. The edge seems to be the hot points on the map here, Bill. A lot of teams, especially on the north and the south, choosing to take fights instead of sending past each other.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like, there's not a lot of places to hide. This map is absolutely kind of insane. You don't even have a lot of hills to work with, and while you do have deployable cover that you can use, and or the terrain has the ability, you know, you can maybe dig out some small divot holes in it. So there is some workability there, but for the most part, they've got to play this smart, and they have to forward think where they want to shift into the zone, what they want to do when they get there, and who potentially they might be facing, because they're not going to have time to worry about the fact that they're just out in the open.
Yeah, and I feel like for this map, it's definitely a hit or miss if you're in one of those spots that you can kind of terraform the terrain to make it a playable spot. We see a Dior, and not really too many creators made themselves when it comes to the play, opting to kind of just leave it as is for this ridge line, but got to be able to smoke yourself out, at least get shots potentially onto Phyra IXIA up all the way to the north. They were actually taking shots down onto Katch Esports, which, by the way, 14th place out this match. That's one of the teams gone, as well as Nina Esports and Serenity. So top 11 situation going on. Players really just angling each other out, trying to find themselves a place to call home. And with the circle shift, we haven't shown the map yet here, Bella, but X-Force again sitting strong in the compound. There's really only 2 or 3 other buildings total in this next circle shift. So if you're any one of these squads, especially, wow, it's that eastern side, I mean, you're really working with nothing at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's absolutely wild how open this map is. And so early rotations are going to be important and key so that you can get yourself set up. Knowledge of the map as well, because that's something that I'm sure everybody is struggling with a little bit. It's not like this is Erangel where you know every single blade of grass, every single tree. You literally know the map forwards and backwards, through and through. Here we're still learning that. And so X-Force, we see, has a little bit of high ground in addition to having a compound to work with, and that's one of the reasons they are sitting so pretty right now.
I'm getting word as well, Bella, production in the air right now. X-Force, we've got mortars in the lobby. They just knocked one on the burn and silence players, so I'm wanting us to make sure whoever's working spectate tonight, keep one on whoever's got that mortar in hand. I'm trying to see at least one knock throughout the tournament. It's snipers, it's Winchesters, it's melees, and now it's mortars, Bella. I gotta see at least one of each of the tournament, but unfortunately with it being only 15 matches for this whole grand finals, I feel like we're a little limited on getting all those checked off the mark.
Absolutely, but the mortars are a huge, huge game changer. Not only in the comp scene, but honestly in the regular classic scene too, because that allows people to deal with the enemy from range and accurately with the precision targeting that it has. Unfortunately, Boss going down with the shots from Luna Esports. Thought she did have a really good position there. She was up on top of the roof, looking down, but with your head, there's a good chance it might get taken off.
Yeah, and the problem with that, the timing as well, with it being stage 5, they were the team that got knocked from the Panthers, I believe, or Moon Esports. That gave the opening for the Panthers to rotate in all the way up underneath their compound. So not only is it the Panthers here, but also Moon Esports potentially in a spot to third-party X-Force at their compound. But luckily for X-Force, even after having one of their players knocked boss, like you said, they were able to get the reset, were able to get an opening knock onto the Panthers and ultimately start raining down from the top side of their compound. We're talking, I believe, just one player remaining. Make it none of the Panthers. Top 7 situation now in the lobby, and I feel that's a really key component here, Bella, when we look at X-Force, them having a player knocked and coming out with all 4 eliminations and there are 4 players up. This is a squad that you've got to try to prevent from getting any more sort of momentum under their way, because 60 meters, 6 zone in this play, you want to try to prevent X-Force from making that next rotation and for you to get the rest of the eliminations in the lobby.
Absolutely. And, you know, and X-Force is sitting on 6 elims already, so they are doing very well this game. But as we can see with the map pulled back here, we can see how much higher of a position they actually do have over everybody else. Down here with Moon Esports, looks like they've got a ton of deployable cover out. So that is helping them kind of keep them at bay for just a moment. But I'll tell you, all it's going to take is one mortar and potentially everybody could get taken out. I'm just saying, calling it right now. I always say one well-placed nade could take a team out, and now I'm going to have to adjust that statement to say one well-placed mortar could do the same. See,
I'm stealing that phrase now. One good place mortar, because it's not just the ground like you got to watch for. It's also just the vehicle explosions. Unfortunately, X-Force, they had to leave their compound, push up all the way up onto Moon Esports. They will be able to go 1 for 3 at least, but they're actually struggling to find the last player. 2 players knocked and a well-timed nade over the top. The 4v4 for both those squads leave it to none. Stellaris Esports, the rats that were under X-Force essentially since stage 3 or 4, Bella. They throw 1 nade. You were saying 1 well-placed nade. Well, they're wanting to keep it that phrase, okay? It's not the mortar with them, it's the frag grenade.
Absolutely. And for them to be right now, they're down in 3rd place. They've got 2 members up from their team. That's 4 elims to their name, which is great because Phyra IXIA only has 3. And Lily Esports right now, who really is going to want to secure this up, is the only 4-man team. Plus, they've got 8 elims to their name. So if anybody's going to want this, it's going to be them.
Yeah, for Lily Esports as well, by the way, almost 1,800 total damage. Stage 7 with Phyra IXIA having 3 players up. They could potentially make that into the 2,000 damage range total for the squad, which I believe would be the highest out of anyone in the lobby so far. So, being stage 7, they're trying to play it slow, calm, cool, and collected. At least get the eliminations under their way, and it looks like 1, make it 2, almost 3. Will be able to get the last player, I believe, as well as an opening knock on the Stellaris. So for Lily Esports, you thought they were going to have it, Bella, and well, they're making damn sure they've got the case for it. V now just left alone out into the blue zone, and I feel like you just go for the reset and just go out to the blue here. Yeah, don't give them the point, even though you might be a Lily Esports fan. This is how competitive gets played, baby. And well, Stellaris, 5 eliminations, Bella. I feel you can't hold them back too much.
Woo! I mean, I appreciate the effort right there at the very end to try to pick one more off by Stellaris, but it's going to be Lily Esports coming in with the winner chicken dinner. Well played.
Yeah, and for the most part, I do believe they were able to get that compound later on into the match, maybe stage 6 or 7, catching a few of those sort of squads, making late rotations in across the water, getting themselves those earlier eliminations. But for the most part, I mean, Lily Esports, I just got to bring it back to that fight, though, Bella. X-Force and that other squad, they go 4 for 4. I believe it was Moon Esports getting third-party by a frag grenade. I mean, come on, where's the honor in some of these teams? Where's the honor?
Honor goes out the window when all we're trying to get is the W. I'm not worried about how it makes me look. I'm worried about what you look like back in the lobby, and that's where they got sent to. Doesn't matter how it looked.
Okay, well, I mean, I know when you're toxic, to say the least, okay? And you said it best. When you're in the lobby, it doesn't matter how it gets done. Unfortunately, we didn't get to catch that mortar action, but nonetheless, X-Force, I believe, putting up a solid elimination tally, make it 8, almost 9. No, it's going to be 8 for X-Force, and for Luna Esports, when I'm looking at it here, Bella, 9 for them. So both the squads that went out to each other essentially. Both of them almost getting up into the double-digit elimination range. So a lot of these teams, I feel it might just be a Rondo thing. We didn't see too many respawns come in, but the elimination tallies seem always high for the top-performing squads.
Absolutely. And something that I do want to point out, that while Lily Esports was able to break the damage range with 2,051, X-Force ended up going out with 2212 on the damage, which is absolutely a wild number. Yeah, I had to look over and double check that number myself. 2212, 8 elims. X-Force was absolutely wilding out. It was just an unfortunate nade that came raining in and ended their parade. I'm sorry, ladies.
Yeah, and I mean, if that nade didn't connect, we're talking top 3 instead of 5th and 6th place finishes. So definitely missed points, missed opportunities, unfortunately, for those teams. But nonetheless, we're talking that's the halfway point here tonight, Bella. We've got 2 more matches to go, guys. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, of course, match 4 coming your way. PMCI, 3 games down, 2 more remain. We're talking Miramar and Erangel coming your way. And for the most part, the matches tonight, at least for me, Bella, they've been exciting. How have you felt about them so far?
They've been on fire. It's exactly what I was hoping to see. Lots of engagement, lots of entertainment, and some few unexpected situations. Overall, I'm having a blast. Hope they are too.
Hey, well, a blast. Unfortunately, X-Force and Luna Esports, they weren't trying to have a blast last game. Unfortunately, they got eliminated from that frag grenade down at the end. But nonetheless, you win some and you lose some. Only one team can sit in that first place spot. Let's take a look at those match results while we've got the time before I start rambling on any further, because we got to break down that last game, right? One of our first squads to finally hit over that 20-point total mark here. 21 total for Lily Esports, 11 total eliminations, 10 placements, their first win on the night. Hopefully more throughout the tournament for them. And well, for the rest of this lobby, I'm seeing a lot more. What is that? 3 other teams, Bella, putting up double-digit total point tallies. That's something you don't see often.
No, not at all. Normally it's just, like I said, normally it's just not that way. So, I mean, to see so many ladies and to see so many of these teams being able to put up those numbers tells you just how hard everybody is fighting for these W's. They want it, they can taste it, you know, and to get that close and to get that many underneath their belt, it's got to be a little bit heartbreaking on their end to not go the full way.
On the full way, unfortunately, I'm looking at even, you know, new Moon Esports there on the right column. 10th place, 9 total eliminations, 0 placing points. It's always that question of what could have been, right? If they were able to reach that 5th, 6th place position, what could have they have done more, maybe with more eliminations under their belt? They could have very well potentially had one of those top 3 performances, but nonetheless, we're talking pre-game lobby, pre-game predictions needing to come through between you and I, Bella. And the next map, by the way, confirmed Erangel for game number 4. We saw it with X-Force Control. They had some signs of life, but I need a lock-in confirmation from you, Bella. Game 4, who you going with?
I don't know. I'm kind of feeling Luna Esports.
Okay.
Luna Esports. I mean, they put up 9 elims this last game. They've done consistently well. I've seen them go up against X-Force. It's just, I'm feeling Luna Esports this round.
Okay.
Plus,
and you know, they were the first place team coming
exactly
in from the qualifier. Yeah, so 15 total they had at the start of the day before any matches were even played. But for my pick, at least, I'm going the one above you. Okay, right there, Phyra IXIA. I want to say Pyra each time. I'll make note of it every time for day 1. I want to see this team finish in first place. Let me see that high elimination tally, because that's a team that I want to see just show up, shake up the leaderboard even. And with that being said, of course, Bella, we're talking game number 4 of the night, Erangel. The playing path, I'm not too much of a fan of, but I feel for the most part, at least for us, since we're viewing it, it's going to be an entertaining one.
It's absolutely going to be an entertaining one. If this was me, military is my absolute favorite place on Erangel, so I would personally love this play. Are you not a Millie fan?
No, we're not a Millie fan.
Where's your drop?
Get that thing off the map.
What?
Okay? Yeah, we're going prison. I gotta lock up some people, okay? Gotta make sure those demons are under wraps, and shelter as well. I've always liked the bunker play, because you could just go in and just wrap immediately. Anyone drops with you, wrap. And you get to just go in. And then that's where the BM comes in, where you just act like you outplayed them when really you just kind of were really just not wanting to fight them at all. But nonetheless, we'll have to see where they kind of drop. I do believe we're seeing at least one team dropping down south. Might actually be, is that going to be X-Force down towards the Millie Base Island? So potential nice spot for them. Hopefully though, when you're dropping Millie, you want the zone to go down there, Bella. You want it to go south, because then you get to sit on that bridge, right? And you just get to farm the KP coming across. And I'm really hoping, at least throughout, at least tonight, whether it's this match or at least the other days of the tournament, we see a military finish. And oh my goodness, there's like 4 teams here.
Oh my gosh, that's
what
insane.
What are we doing?
I don't know, but I'm seeing horse on horse action.
Horse!
Horse on horse action. Horse on horse action. This is crazy.
Horse on horse with person on the back.
Horse on person. Like, wait.
Horse, and then horse person, and then person.
All right, looks like your team Phyra is already mixing it up.
Oh,
Both
yeah.
teams looking here. Oh, that's absolutely insane. Down on Nina Esports, who's already lost one player, and they've got another one knocked currently at the moment. This is not what Nina Esports is hoping. This is not how they're hoping to start their match.
Hey, listen, this is what I'm wanting to see, though, okay? Even though my caster curse will probably come in and they'll somehow get eliminated right after we just pan away from them. No, okay. The eliminations, they come through. We hit the drop-off rift better than all the other squads, so they've got to turn off and try to scramble themselves a safe spot on the landing zone. And, well, we don't really see that too often unless it's a playing path like this where we're seeing multiple teams dropping for the same vehicle. And if you're not the one in the driver's seat, I mean, Bella, you've definitely had that even in your classic matches. The embarrassment you feel when someone else gets into the driver's side and you know you can't get into their vehicle and you're just stranded there waiting for them to get their cronies, rally themselves up, and just kind of chase you down like what Phyra is going to be doing right now.
Absolutely. I actually kind of have a funny story about that. One time when I was playing with Choco Taco, who's a PC PUBG player,
Okay.
we went to go get in a vehicle, and unfortunately, the enemy jumped into the driver's seat first. We did not notice it, though, for a good 30 seconds. We both had to bail. Somehow we survived, but it was ugly. It was ugly.
See, so you just thought each one of you was driving?
Yeah, our whole team dropped there. There was like apparently 5 people dropped it. We thought all 4 of us got in, but it was 3 of us, and the driver ended up being the enemy. But he didn't.
So who was the odd man out then? Who was the one that wasn't in the vehicle?
I'm not sure. He dipped into a shack. It was parked right next to a shack. So when he realized that he didn't get in the vehicle, he just jumped in a shack, and that's why we were all confused. We just thought it was a 4-man team.
See, I wouldn't even be blaming you then. I'd be blaming that guy. Because he's watching you guys drive off, and he's like, hey, where are you going? Like, I'm not in the car. And then you guys kind of take a little head check in the shotgun seat, and you're like, oh, what we got going on here?
Honestly, he should have been jumping out the back, like trying to wave us down. If I'd have looked in the rearview mirror and seen my teammate out there, I might have realized something was wrong.
Running in the open, screaming.
Absolutely.
Hey, you left me. See, but did you have a gun, though? Did you have at least something?
No, this was off the drop.
Oh, man,
yeah, this was drop situation. We realized he was driving us to his teammates, which is why we opted. Thank God we realized that in time, or else it was game over. But so we jumped, and it is probably the only time in my entire career that jumping out of the vehicle didn't kill me. It's got to be the only time. Any other time, if it's going like 1 mile an hour and you jump out, you know, you're done. It's game over. But luckily for us, that was the one time it didn't happen. But it was a good solid, it felt like 30 seconds, which felt like 3 years. It was very embarrassing. Made for good TV, though.
Hey, listen, I would be trying to talk to the guy, to say the least. You know, like, how's your day going? You know, a little bit of a podcast going on in the car. But some people, they don't use all chat game. I always love talking to people. Like, you catch them lacking like that. You know, no one's around. Maybe it's just someone you recognize even, or you've gotten them in multiple games back to back. It's like, what? Okay. You know, how's it going? Oh, it's horrible because I knocked you again. Yeah, that's just how the cookie crumbles. But nonetheless, a team that I feel we're seeing them right now, actually, here is why I'm kind of bringing it up. Katch Esports, I felt they had that solid game 1, Bella, and then every match afterwards, we've seen them just completely get discombobulated almost through it. It's not even really 1 or 2 knocks they get. It's just all 4 of their players going down. So I'm interested in seeing if this squad, I know I'd already given my pick on Phyra IXIA coming in with first place, but I want to see the Katch Esports at least making it that top 5 section, get up there into the placements, and hopefully get some eliminations to spice up that leaderboard more.
Yeah, I mean, and it's kind of surprising, honestly, because if you take a look at these ladies coming into this game, they were ranked 4th coming in with 6 bonus points. So they did well enough in the pre-tournament, you know, in the pre-tournament stages to get those points. So to see them, you know, not put up the numbers has definitely been surprising for me. And I'm going to just chalk that up to first day jitters. You know, hopefully we see that turn around for them because they've clearly proven themselves in the past that they can do it.
And I feel the bonus points always are just a really key sign to see which teams are able to be consistent over these long-term and formats. And for them, I mean, obviously 3 days, 15 matches, you can chalk it up as it being slow or not. But back in the day, it used to be just 1 day, 2-day finals. Now we're talking 3, 4, 5 days. The teams that are consistent and shine, and how we feel play the most consistent, be able to sit at the top when it's all said and done. But team currently sitting at the top, getting themselves contested a little bit. It's going to be the Panthers actually holding a 2-2 split, trying to hold back the 4-man of control. Katie and Lady trying to make their ways out. Actually looks like Goat's not paying attention in any regard towards this eastern side. And for team control, I'd actually like to see full-on aggression from your Bella, because if they were able to get an opening knock, this is essentially a free elimination with how spread out the Panthers are on the mountain.
Yeah, I don't think that the Panthers were necessarily particularly prepared for this situation. You can see there is another one of their team members at the bottom of the hill trying to make their way up. But then there is another team that is right behind them. Team control, if they continue, if that not, well, actually now it looks like the Panthers are going to be ditching out. They did realize that this is maybe a situation we don't want to be involved in. And they've left the top of the hill. I honestly think that's a good play on their part. They were not prepared for that fight. Team control was coming in hot and heavy, ready to pick up those elim points. Good decision making on their part.
Yeah, and with that circle shift, it actually pulled back towards that Rozhok side. That sort of bridge island is going to be dead center. The only squad really kind of sitting pretty in this circle shift is going to be Nina Esports all the way there in the center. Full 4-man right at that castle portion of ruins. Unfortunately as well, the team I chose, Team Phyra IXIA, they're going to be the squad that actually lost a player on rotation. So they're a 3-man, even with their eliminations early on. Losing one is not for the faint of heart. Panthers, though, bringing it back to them. They're going to actually be opting to rotate towards that George Pole Crates Bridge. All controls opting to stay kind of right up near the top of Mount Everest. See what spots are taken, because when you take these centralized spots, I always get worried, Bella, because as soon as you get gridlocked into one of these positions, you have these teams kind of surround you, like Burn and Silence and Dior are at currently. It's so hard for you to leave, and with this being that 50-50 zone with the river kind of splitting it down the middle, almost like a Pokeball, it's just one of these things of like, if you're not on that south side and it goes south, you're essentially screwed in my eyes.
Absolutely. Okay, first of all, it actually looks exactly like a Pokeball. I just want to throw that out. Now that you said that, I can't unsee it. You're so right. And I got to agree with you in terms of kind of getting yourself cornered or pinched off into a situation like that. You know, when you go into the middle, you have to keep your head on a swivel, because now you're potentially facing enemies from all 360 direction, versus if you're going to hold it out onto the edge of zone, then you really only have to worry about people coming in from your backside, and you have a way out, you know, going forward, left, right, whatever. But so it is a little harder of a situation to defend from, but if the zone continues to move in on you, then you've got some opportunity. With Soren here taking shots up onto the hill.
They're still going down. It's like all 4 players just shooting one vehicle. That vehicle's definitely got to be at least close enough to see the player jump out in the open, and that's going to be one of the Dior members kind of stranded out behind the 1 stack. And I feel like this is possibly an opportunity for Katch Esports. No one's really around him. We're talking the edge of the circle, and well, when you have one player isolated off like this, yeah, we see Taro. This is a possibility for you to get an opening knock and elimination, which, by the way, afterwards, if you get that player outside of the compound, you know all 3 remaining players are stuck in the 1 stack. You see it now as well. The angles do come through. Soren was able to find the knock, I believe, actually going all the way to the east. So Katch Esports, I wanted to see some life out of them, and for the most part, these are the signs of life that I love to see. And actually, looks like a second knock coming through for the squad here, Bello. So if you're Dior Esports, if you're a Dior Esports fan, you're hoping to God they can win this 2v4 right here.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough situation for them to get out of, because Katch they smell blood in the water. They know that they've got 2 men down right now, and they are coming in for the finish. All 3 ladies except for Taro, who's going to stay out on the off angle just in case anything does go south. But it looks like Soren and Annalisa are both cooking the nades. Does connect. Pepe goes down to the nades. Soren coming in with the SLK, trying to finish up. She goes down herself.
Yeah, it looks like Zaza got one with the DP, a little bit of an off-angle pre-fire coming through, and we can't even ignore the fact here, even with Katch Esports making such a good play here, Dior having the response back needed. We're seeing Luna Esports potentially looking for a third party from the hillside. So for Katch Esports, you made such a good play. It all came down to essentially that one knock inside the building, not being able to come through, and now, well, you see what happens with the cell, unfortunately. I really don't even want to chalk it up as a caster curse. I'd feel too sad about it, kind of blaming myself for it. But now, Luna Esports, it's actually going to be just a duo still up here on the north. The other two remaining players down south in Rozhok. This is the confidence that you get, I feel, Bella, when you're having so much focus in the game, understanding the situation, because you're able to kind of just make plays yourself or as a squad, as a duo squad to pick up eliminations. And with it being stated, it's working its way forward.
Absolutely. And so, you know, with Luna Esports coming in and kind of third-partying the situation, jumping in to the fight, and Taro connecting onto Nicole, knocking her. Taro being the only remaining member of Katch Esports. She's got a lot to carry on her back, but she is going to come in here, get the finish onto Nicole, secure that elim desperately needed for their team. Like, we are not securing that elim yet. Okay, now we're securing that elim. All right. Desperately, like I was saying, desperately getting that elim that they need, because they need to secure those points. It's everything that they can do to continue to fight forward. Now she's going to have to lay low and decide how to play this out the rest of the way. I'm surmising it's going to be quietly.
Yeah, I honestly question if you even stay there, or maybe you go towards those bunkers at the shooting range. I believe that one might just be in. That's just northwest of Dior's solo compound spot, but unfortunately, my question mark for Luna Esports has got to be where Juan Heda's positioning was. She's opted to stay kind of up on the high ground above Dior while she allowed Nicole to rotate around. So maybe a little bit of a misplay. The squad, thankfully, though, not losing both players, just only Nicole, their star stellar player, I feel, on the night. But nonetheless, 3 members still be able to go strong. And unfortunately, with that circle shift, we saw 4, 5, maybe even 6 squads, unfortunately, having to find their way through from the south. A lot of them opting to go towards those sort of South George crates onto the west. The Panthers already residing there at the God compound, while Control and New Moon's Esports making their way in from the west. So a lot of teams still trying to find themselves in. It is stage 3 here, though, but a lot of these rotations, you got to keep it tight. You got to keep it close-knit, or else, well, you're going to be losing players early on.
Yeah, I mean, this is a definite keep your head on a swivel situation, because everybody's moving in fast, and while it's only stage 3, things are happening, and they're happening fast. So, I mean, we've got a little bit of a crunch situation kind of going on here with a couple of different teams. Team 14, Dior Esports, obviously, and then we've got Luna Esports in the mix. And then we've also got Phyra, who is not far off in the distance. And you can see actually there up on the mini map, just even a few more teams, Nina Esports rolling into the mix. It's getting a little crowded up on the hill out there.
Man, what? They're not even going for just the hill. They're slamming onto the compound. So, burning silence. I felt they thought they were going to have a free third party, but instead it's going to be them getting full slammed onto. 2 players actually being down. Half of them now getting tagged up from the nade. So, if you're BIS, you're really just trying to play the damage control factor, but the mollies, they come through. They're going to not quit right inside the closet, and that's actually going to be all 4 players. I'm not even sure if they got knocked from any guns there, Bella. I feel all of that was just utility usage from both Control and New Moon's Esports, but with it being such a clean fight, now it's just essentially just that 4v3 in the compound. Your team Control, you've got to get an opening knock, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like New Moon's going to give it to him.
No, absolutely not. Team Control is just itching to find a way in to get at these ladies, but they're not. New Moon is not going to provide them any openings. They were able to take down Burn in Silence pretty easily there, fast anyways, like we said, by most, if not all, by utility. And Leo Mary here driving around the edge, just looking for any opportunity. This reminds me of Jurassic Park. Listen, hear me out here. Where the Raptors, you know, I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. I know it's an old movie. But it's
old one? Oh,
it's a good one. The OG. Jurassic
I know you're old, but you're not that old, Bella. Come on.
Brother. Now listen. they always said, you know, the Raptors, the way they were explaining it was at the fence, the Raptors would continue to attack the fences, looking for weaknesses, looking for a way in until they found one. And that's what it feels to me like Team Control is doing. They're circling the compound, looking for the weakness and the opportunity that New Moon is potentially going to provide them so that they can move in and take over.
Yeah, and I feel unfortunately their window, I guess you could say they had is definitely past now with this new circle shift. A lot of teams going to be opting either to play where Team Control's at or possibly even just down below them on that dirt road path just down below south of them. See X-Force as well trying to find their spot to call home, I believe along the bunkers and the terrain just down south on the cliffside, but they've got to worry about one of the players already being close to them. It's going to be on Lily Esports. One player is knocked. Actually going to be pushing the initiative close. Barrel trying to get up close and personal. Getting good damage down, but no knocks. Teammates across the way pinning down X-Force. We see just how hard it is for X-Force females to really be able to kind of get this one player out. And man, Manu saving it for the squad. They were able to get that final player now from Lily just down below them, but if you're X-Force, you got to deal with two squads now here, Boa. I'm not sure. If you're Lily Esports, I'd honestly try to play slow and look for the third party. X-Force is the team on the back foot, and, well, you don't want them to get any standing ground here.
No, absolutely not. And you've got to worry about the Panthers that are just cresting the hill on the other side before they become a factor in this situation as well. Tara with an insane off angle, able to pick off Diabla. Thank you so much from X-Force. What an amazing point of view from her spot. That is definitely the literal description of the off angle. But now we've got Manu from Lily Esports taking shots onto the Panthers, and the Panthers are looking to encroach onto the situation. This is the gameplay I came to see, Enigma.
Oh, yeah. And for the most part, we're seeing Lily Esports as well. You're talking about the off angle from Tara. Well, she's grouping up with Manu right now. They're making the call saying, hey, the Panthers, at most, we've got one player up here, because it wasn't Carol and Allie getting knocked and eliminated. It was just Carol from Lily Esports. So they have the information of saying, hey, the Panthers, they've got one up here. The only play we have a chance at salvaging this situation is taking this player out. So the backs of Manu. The S12K start to rain out, and the free fire does land. Good shots come out by Yummy with the seed swap, getting the return knock on Manu and the potential reset immediately. The tree's definitely big enough to go for it. The Panthers potentially overlooking the situation, salvaging it with this hero do or die send with the buggy. Might be the play of the game in my eyes for the Panthers if they were able to salvage it. Now down to just Lily. Unfortunately, the circle closing does mean the blue zone will tick more damage. They do get this western pull, and as much as I'd like to say, you know, the Panthers might have had a bit of a misplay, it's more of just who made the better play here. And unfortunately for Lily Esports this game, they get that short end of the stick. The Panthers, three-man reset. They take away X-Force's spot. They take away Lily Esports spot, and they are the team that holds the ridgeline, Bella. So everyone else, if you're watching that elimination feed, you're honestly worried about that team getting any more steam in them.
That was absolutely insane. I gotta say, the Panthers with the drive-by might have been the play of the game, but now I see New Moon Esports, and we're bringing out the boats, or what do we call this?
Oh,
airboat. Yeah, but it's a hovercraft. Thank you. The hovercraft strat, baby. I love to see that we're bringing the hovercraft strat into this division, the Fem division here at PMCI. It's absolutely exciting. Did they not see? Okay.
They did.
I thought maybe there was a chance. They didn't see her in there, but they absolutely do see her in there. Looks like New Moon is going to take down Tara. Lily Esports is out of the game, unfortunately for them. But it was a great effort, absolutely. Good heads up play by them. And like I said, I love to see the hovercraft strat coming into play here. It's so great.
Yeah, and we were wondering as well, you know, what happened with Team Control, because they were the squad that was next to New Moon Esports right at the compound. New Moon was actually the ones in the buildings while Control was up on that southern ridgeline. Looks like Team Control actually opted to go basically dead center while New Moon was able to kind of work out and then ultimately take out Lily Esports. But we wanted to see more car strats, and well, Goexia, this is the soul of their team. They're just going to be vibing right here next to Luna Esports.
My heart is pounding so hard right now. Like, Oh my God.
Could you last being in this spot?
Man, I don't know, man. My trigger finger gets a little itchy. And I just don't know. I probably would have accidentally hit the drive button. Look at that play by Goexia.
Wow.
Absolutely insane. She's going to get away with it. Her car is potentially one tap, so it might not last very long. But what a hell of a play by her, dude. That's control at its best.
Oh, and she got the knock. Oh my goodness. Oh, and the no! Come on. That's my team, but I don't want. Where's the honor again? Okay, no standards from people in this lobby, but nonetheless, we saw the vision. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if they're able to get that knock in first. It doesn't look like it on the Moon Esports, so someone else gets the shots. He won't be rewarded at that point, unfortunately. But nonetheless, we're talking top 7 situation here, stage 6. A lot of teams, really actually almost all the teams, but maybe 1 or 2 players here, Bello, actually currently in the circle. The only squad really favored in their position is going to be the Panthers, which unfortunately for them, they've got to deal with the Moon Esports duo. So a lot of motion going to happen this circle shift, and unfortunately with this sort of zone, there's really not a lot of room left to play here.
No, not at all. Moon Esports, they're kind of taking a little bit of damage. One head is knocked, and the other 2 have taken some damage. But if anything, we've learned from these ladies is that they are resilient and they can absolutely get out of this.
No!
Oh, Wanheda does. She does get knocked out, or she gets finished off. She dies before they get picked up. Unfortunate. Looks like we've got Yummy from Panthers, though, is going to be taking shots over onto New Moon. Not really able to connect anything. They do have this, I'm not a fan of having to fight uphill, but if I had to, it would be from a compound like this. At least they've got plenty of coverage and things to kind of work with so that if things do go south, but it doesn't matter because the zone is going to start closing in on them and it's going to force their way out.
Well, this is the nice thing too, is when you're the Panthers, you're able to see all of basically 70-80% of the circle just right in front of you. You're the only team that has a comfortable spot outside of maybe Moon Esports if you got the car vehicle set up, and Phyra IXIA. But you see here now, a lot of these teams, they don't have the ridge lines. They don't have the trees or the rocks to work with like the Panthers do, and you just start seeing people snake in the open. Now, what I want to see from the Panthers is you understand you have this spot. You got to be the player that's getting the knocks and the thirst. You can't allow it to just be chance, that 50-50 of if this player is going to try to snake on your side of the rock or not. No. Go for these sort of engagements. Go for this aggression, because if you have the power position, you might as well use it for yourself. But right as I say that, of course, they're not wanting to move, Bella. That circle shift pulls all the way down south. So New Moon Esports, as well as Stellaris Esports, they're both going to have to work down the hillside right into the face of them. So if you're Phyra IXIA, if you're the Panthers, both these squads really just going to sit back and wait for these players to just kind of start pressing over the hill like they're ants.
Absolutely. And the Panthers, listen, the Panthers, like we said already, are sitting in a beautiful position. They're going to be in into the next zone. They already have 10 elims to their name.
Wow.
Already. They are the only team that was in double digits. And, potentially where this goes, they could stay the only team that goes into double digits. Oh!
Nice play. Wow. I mean, the vehicles, the elimination tallies, they do count, but unfortunately for the Panthers, they got none of those up on the hill. That's going to be all New Moon, which getting all 3, if not 4 of those eliminations, and puts them into the double-digit elimination range, while Phyra IXIA, they were the team that unfortunately wasn't able to have the man advantage over either of these squads. They're going to be the next focal point down to just a solo, make it almost none. Really a sliver of HP. We're running into the open, into the smokes, and really into our graves. Now talking 3v3 situation, make it a 3v1. The Panthers, man, shooting shots and hitting them all, it seems. 1 player remaining from the Moon squad, running it out in the smokes. We hear the shots did get knocked, unfortunately, for Melly. A bit of an overplay potentially coming from the Panthers. Gonna have to see if one of these nades can connect, because if you allow this reset to happen here, Bell, you're gonna just open up a can of worms you don't want to deal with. The 2v2 situation is not what you want, and really, I think he's gonna get it off. The nades aren't landing close enough.
Oh, absolutely. This is not what the Panthers were wanting. They were hoping to close this up right here, right now. They're foregoing the pickup onto Melly so that they could try to finish this, but I don't think it's going to happen. Like you said, maybe, as soon as I say that,
See,
New
maybe
Moon.
we want that though. The reverse caster curse. Okay. New Moon, unfortunately, talking a sliver of HP. No more nades, it seems, from the Panthers. Really just mollies we're hearing coming around. Will be a full reset coming through. Actually, no, the blue zone pushing them back. She's not able to get the heal off. And actually, it's the blue zone. Maybe just one extra elimination under the belt, if that. That's not going to be the case. The Panthers, they make the do or die send into 2 squads there, Bella. They come out on top with the positioning afterwards. Big win for the Panthers, a squad that we've seen a lot out of in previous tournaments, whether it's the male or female competitors. This time around, they're putting up the big numbers. And me looking at the side screen here, Bella, we're talking 2,100 total damage. The top squads we've seen, 2,000 damage was the marker before the start of the day. Now we're seeing it go up and up each game.
Yeah, this is absolutely impressive to see. Like you said, 14 elims for the Panthers. New Moon coming in second place. They ended up with 10, picking up a few right there at the very end of that fight with a couple of running over the, vehicle runovers. So, but the Panthers absolutely shut that down. We were concerned about their positioning down at the bottom, like we said, not really loving to fight uphill, but what magnificent gameplay by those ladies. They systematically took them down, did what they needed to do, and secured that chicken dinner.
Yeah, and securing it. It did get a little sketchy at the end there, right? We're talking one player was knocked. They were able to get the reset on New Moon, but ultimately the utility usage, they were able to find the mark eventually. Maybe needed one or two of those smokes that dissipate, really kind of just fade out for you to find the right spot, the right mark to land. And well, for the most part, if you're a Panthers fan, you're definitely screaming, you're smiling ear to ear for the most part, seeing your squad put up numbers like that. But we got to commend a lot of these teams, right? Some of these squads being able to come into it. Phyra IXIA coming in, I believe, in the top 5 finish, maybe even 3rd place there at the end. We'll have to get the confirmation when we get the results pulled up on screen. But a lot of teams showing why they deserve to be here and why they believe themselves to claim their cut of that $1,000. Because at the end of the day, you're needing to be top 3, Bella, to get your cut of it. And well, you're obviously wanting the largest cut, be in first place for that $500 on the line.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, Christmas is coming up. You could always use a little bit extra money for Christmas.
Okay.
So,
what about Halloween candy, though?
Well, I mean, listen, here's my secret. You go to the store the day after Halloween's over, buy it all 50%, don't give it to anybody. I may or may not, it's my secret. Don't steal my secrets. Don't steal my secrets.
Well, I think you just told it in front of maybe few hundred people, but well, we'll act like it's a secret still. Okay, but for the most part, the secrets, we're going to be seeing a few of them unravel for some of these squads. We're talking 4 matches done in the books. 1 remaining. We're going to Miramar. We're going to the last game of the day, into the desert, to see what that genie in the bottle can really kind of predict and hope for us. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back. The stream's not over. We're talking one more game remains tonight to be able to shake up those leaderboards and potentially see a fifth, a new challenger and winner for the winner chicken dinner titles. I'm Enigma. Joined alongside me is the GOAT herself, Bella Fox Gaming. Bella, we've seen 4 games. We're coming into the last. Your favorite map, Miramar. What are we feeling so far?
I'm feeling like this one's gonna be a spicy game. The first one we saw was, fought down there on the beach. It turned into absolute pandemonium. But I'm feeling like there's gonna be some winny shots. I'm gonna see some winny shots. Oh yeah,
more than
one winny shot. I don't care who does it, just somebody do it, please.
I didn't see that in the script we were handed before the start of broadcast. But I mean, if you're saying it, then I'll believe it. Clint, whatever needs to happen, get it going with the zones. Maybe even just change the loot where it's only Winchesters in Miramar. I wouldn't mind at all.
That'd be amazing.
We had those talks. I think we had talks at the start of Titan series. Taylor had this idea of, what if instead of just Miramar, it's just Winnies and explosive bows and everyone's on a horse? Just change it up, make it where it's just this competitive but complete chaos factor. But nonetheless, we got to go over those match results right from the last game. Let's bring it up real quick. Let's show it for everyone to see. We're talking first place, the Panthers, 24 total points here, Bella. The highest so far on the night, if I recall, 14 eliminations, essentially blowing everyone out of the water this match.
Yeah, that one was absolutely impressive to watch. 14 eliminations, like you said, 24 total points. That's not to take away though from New Moon Esports, who was able to pick up 10 elims, almost doubling their points right there at the end, doing a lot of good work. Unfortunately, I'm not really seeing any other big numbers, especially from the second page over there. That's got to change. We got to have some changing going on over there. Get these numbers up. I'm gonna need to pump these numbers, ladies.
Got to fluff the numbers a bit. And I mean, for the most part, we saw last game, right? Or not this last game, but the one before this for the match results. I believe we saw a team with like 9 eliminations and 0 placement points. So definitely a switch up on at least one squad having one of those pop-out performances. But if you're wanting that pop-out performance, the time is now. Of course, we're loading in. The playing path is set. Pretty solid for the most part when it comes to the map of Miramar. But I gotta bring it back to you once again. There's 2 questions, but the first one's gonna be, Bella, what's the team we're going with to take the final game of the night?
I know I did listen. Listen, I'm gonna throw this out there. I feel like Katch Esports is gonna come back this game. They have not had a good run thus far, but they were 4th coming into this with 6 bonus points, and I think it's time that they show up. Better late than never. And save the best for last.
Best for last. Well, luckily this isn't the last game for the tournament. It's just the last game on the night. So if you cast or curse them, they're not going to be hating you till the ends of the earth. But good pick. I like it. We've seen a lot of signs of life out of him, I feel. It's just maybe that little bit of a trip up during the IGLing mid-game, maybe even late game. You lose a player, or it doesn't go exactly as how you planned in the mind. But I can't go with that myself. Okay, I gotta go with we're going back to the well. We're going with the Phyra IXIA squad. I said it last game. I was gonna make note of it then. I was like, I'm going for the back-to-back from them. They got top 3 last game, which I guess is good enough. But I want to see the win column go up just one. We got 15 up for grabs, and we've already played 4 of them. Might as well take the 5th one and have it to your own. But this being Miramar, we all know and love just how dire, just how treacherous the terrain can be in some of these spots, while some of these other squads maybe are hating that they got blessed with the zone luck so much. But going to the winners here, we've got the Panthers, of course. They're having to make a stretch of a drop towards LSR, all the way up to that northeast side. The centralized circle actually is going to be centered up onto the graveyard here, Bella. So a lot of teams, there's actually a lot of free real estate in the center here. If you move quick enough, I feel you'd be able to find yourself a nice spot in zone.
Yeah, absolutely. What doesn't look like it, I don't know that anybody's actually going to head over to the El Pozo area, which is, it's in zone, it's there, but it's wide open for the taking. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. So that's kind of an interesting one for me. Obviously, X-Force is over there with the Panthers in Elazar, so they might meet up. We'll see. If they're smart, they'll loot separately, have a gentleman's agreement, and we'll deal with you guys, each other on the back end. But I'm not expecting to see too much fighting out of the gate, but heck, what do I know?
What do we know? I mean, we've never played the game of PUBG Mobile. We've only just been told what to say, and well, we're trying to follow it the best we can. But nonetheless, I mean, a lot of these people, Belle, I gotta ask you, what's your outfit that you rock in game? Because I told you mine was the Yeti, and then I was rocking a season like 4 or 5 like diamond outfit for the longest time with one of those horrid like plastic masks.
Oh my god!
On the front, what's the Bella Fox Gaming outfit?
All right, I'm gonna tell you what the Bella Fox Gaming outfit is, but I just want to point out right now that Sophie from Serenity has a Winnie. This is not. This is not a joke. I just saw her, dude. She scoped in with it. She dropped it. She broke my heart. She broke my heart.
Come on.
Sophie, go pick it back up right now.
Someone ping him. Whoever's in chat.
So my outfit, I've been wearing the Angels outfit for a long time, and especially when the crown came out, like, or the helmet, it's just pristine looking. It looks amazing. Plus, you can hide the backpack with that outfit. So it's just like, So with the, there's 2 honor outfits that you can hide the backpack with. It's the Angels outfit, and then it's like a purple chick that came with the dragon. Both of those are the only 2 outfits in the game that you can hide the backpack with. So for that reason, I've mainly been rocking it. But lately here, I've been actually rocking the PvP Esports outfit. Yes, I love it. It is so cute.
See, and you say you're not comp ready. Okay, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it from you. You're wearing the comp outfit. You're watching the comp games. You're playing the game. You look like a duck. You talk like a duck. You walk like a duck. You're a duck. Okay, you're a comp player in my eyes, Bella.
I'm cosplaying to the best of my ability.
See, now I'm sad because I don't have a PUBG Mobile helmet to cosplay with. Jukes and Seven, they both got one. The only thing I've got is my little red crate that I got all the way back in the day when I traveled to China. They gave each of our teams one, and I was like, give me that. That's going to be mine, but I can't do much with it. I can't really put it on a string and, you know, have it dangle like behind me. It's not as convenient as just the level 3 helmet that everyone knows.
I actually have the IRL Bape outfit that's in the game, but I don't have the actual Bape outfit. Yeah, yo, dude, brother, I'll go put that, dude. I'll wear it tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Like,
hey, in chat, make sure to say it. You got to remind us at the end of the broadcast today. Bella Fox Bape outfit. Wear it or we're hating you tomorrow. Yep. I gotta see that.
It pains me that I don't have that skin because it's ridiculous.
In game.
In game. But I have the actual outfit. PUBG Mobile sent those, and I have the actual outfit in my hands. It's great. A pan and everything that goes with it.
Listen.
Shorts.
Now you've said you don't have it in game. I gotta find whatever magic has to happen behind the scenes with PUBG Mobile. We gotta just like gift it almost at this point, or just like
slide it over.
Just give a UC amount. I'll have it in the account, and then you just do the transfer yourself, like just for me, because it's ridiculous that you don't have that outfit and you have it IRL.
I know.
Just out there for you.
Fingers crossed, because I would love to. I'd never take it off. I promise. Never take it off.
Really? Would you really rock it like that?
Oh, I'd rock it. I'd rock them both. It would look amazing to wear it in the game and out of the game. I'd rock it all, dude. I'd never take it off.
We'd see you on stream matching your character. You then could do a character cosplay.
See?
Of
Absolutely.
yourself.
Of myself. Who's playing who here?
Yeah. So, you know, I was always sad because the only outfit I could never get because it was actually region locked. I believe it was like an EMEA or like India before they had gotten removed from that and they had their own version of the game. There was this black ghillie suit. It was called the Crow outfit. And no one really had it because you only had to spend, I think it was like $50 worth of UC or something on rolls. But it was in a different outfit. Yeah, I believe Bushka currently has it. You know that? Yes.
Yes, I was going to say Bushka rocks that.
That's the only outfit I've ever wanted in the game because it's essentially just a black ghillie suit. You don't see anyone with it. And it's just like, the ultimate like covert ops. Yeah, the green ghillie or even the rondo ghillie with the little cherry blossom flowers. That's neat, but come on. I mean, how much aura would you have if you just show up in a black crow outfit? You know, I wouldn't even rock the headpiece. It would just be just a straight clothes.
I mean, I can, anytime I play with Bushka, I absolutely love that man to death. One of the nicest people that I've ever met, IRL and in the game. And that man oozes aura. Trust me, man. He is that character.
It's because he's got that skin. It's because he's got it. I know it. The jealousy is at an all-time high now. But hey, a lot of people in this lobby, at least, we've seen a lot of neat skins. I know at least for like the helmet specifically, I love that frog helmet that a lot of competitors like rocking, right? It's definitely something that is a little bit of a standout. I personally wouldn't go with the lime green in competitive play like that, but nonetheless, it whatever works for some of these competitors. Getting back to the game, we're seeing that centralized zone shift. It does center up again just west of the graveyard, in between power grid and graveyard. Along that roadside, no teams currently occupying that compound, just dead center of the circle. But coming into it, I'm wanting to see which of these teams are able to really kind of find their mark, whether on the mountains or in that graveyard area, because I feel with this sort of circle shift, Bella, it's going to be continuing to go center, and I really hope that these teams can make their plays happen when they matter most.
I mean, and jumping on board here with Katch Esports, they are driving in the same path as the Panthers, which is interesting. Looks like Soren has jumped off her vehicle and is trying to take shots onto him. Not sure that they're going to be able to connect with anything, but everybody locked eyeballs, and they're like, I see you, you see me. Katch Esports decided to jump off and try to take some shots. That's just letting Panthers know we're here, we're ready, we're going to pick up some numbers. Best keep driving, ladies.
And I think the big thing is them seeing the way the Panthers rotated. You're able to completely drive up towards this cliffside for free because you know there's no one up top. You saw all 4 of their vehicles rotate in towards the center, and yeah, they might have to play a little bit slower just to make sure the Panthers aren't set up to take shots, but nonetheless, you're able to kind of find yourself a free position in the circle shift, while other people, you see Lily Esports actually taking full-blown shots on the new Moon Esports, the second-place team from last lobby. Trying to get some sort of at least elimination maybe under their belt. Not going to be the case, and well, I was wondering who's going to be taking these centralized spots. Now we see in front of us which squads are going to be able to. It's also going to be Goexia just north of these 2 positions, having that centralized compound, while Luna Esports and Dior hold those POI spots of San Martin and Hacienda. So a lot of teams finally finding their spots to call home. We're talking only really 2, if not 3 squads on the edge, if not all the way in the blue zone, not being in this next circle shift, that being X-Force, Silence Esports, or excuse me, Serenity Esports, as well as Stellaris Esports. So 3 teams still making it in, but with it being so early on, I'm not too worried about these squads, Bella, coming in so late.
No, not at all. I mean, we don't have, nobody's gone out yet. There have been no elims. So everybody's still just kind of finding their way, setting up shop, figuring out where they want to be. And, the few shots that we have seen, those feel more like warning shots to me. Like, listen, you keep going your way, I'll keep going my way. We'll see each other once we get in there. I don't think anybody's ready to get into a full-blown engagement just yet.
Do you feel it's because it's the last game of the night, or just the pressure of the tournament itself being here? Because I feel like it's mostly just, you've played 4 games under your belt. You've got the rust kind of worn off here, at least the nerves settled a bit. Coming to the last game, seeing a lot of passive play, I feel as people maybe really kind of opening their eyes to the bigger picture of, hey, this is our last game of the day. We got to make sure when we look at the overalls after this that we're in a spot that we're comfortable with, instead of like how I feel we've seen some teams in the past do it, Bella. They just kind of throw away 1 or 2 of these games each night, and then they come into the final day and it's like, we are down in points. We should have taken this a lot more serious. So do you feel it's more of just kind of like a coincidence factor, or do you feel these teams are looking at the bigger picture?
I absolutely think that these teams are looking at the bigger picture. I'm glad to see that there are no teams that are turning and burning right now, because when they go back on the VOD review, they're going to want to be able to say, okay, we played this smart, we played this well, and we didn't give up. If teams are, I hate to see teams that are especially on the lower end just kind of give up at the end of the day. That's absurdity to me. You got more than one day. And just like that, though, we do have Team Control putting up the first elim. And it is on to Phyra IXIA. They've got a team member down. They're now down to a 3-man squad. But they're but yeah. Oh, that's
my team. That's my team, man. I'm sorry. Maybe I just don't pick them at all.
Did you catch
I have it on like the back of my mind. Yeah, I have it on the back of my mind. Like, yeah, I want them to win, but I can never say it.
I kind of feel that way every time you ask me a team. I'm like, all right.
Listen,
do I like reverse psychology this? I say who I don't want to win. I know.
Then we'll know that it wasn't true.
That's true. That's true. See, it never works. I mean, I literally watched. It was. I can't remember. It was another caster, and he absolutely refused to pick somebody there in the end, because he was like, you know what? I'm not caster cursing anybody. I'm not going to take the responsibility for when they go out. And I'm like, ooh. I kind of feel it, though.
You got to be honest, though, with it, right? You got to be honest. You got to allow it to happen. You got to just accept it, I feel. You accept the role of caster. That's just the power that it brings. And Powerbang always phrases it as he has the power to curse someone. Not like, to bless the other teams. No, he preys on the downfall of some of these squads. And well, as much as we like to paint it as a bigger, greener picture, he really enjoys seeing the red of some people's eyes. And unfortunately, a lot of these teams are going to have to start seeing red soon. A lot of teams making the rotation into this next circle shift. The Panthers not being one to not be included in that name, actually taking Graveyard. But with a little bit of the scuff driving, they might actually be a little bit too late compared to the X-Force female squad pulling it on the southern edge. A lot of teams here, Bell, I'm seeing they're making the rotate early. They're not wanting to wait in the stage 3.
No, I mean, they are wanting to, we are getting down. Yeah, it's stage 3, but that circle's a tiny stage 3, and it's Miramar. So while there is a lot of hills and places to hide, when we look at where it's going to be, it's really only San Martin and Hacienda del Patron that are going to be in it. Otherwise, you're going to be on a mountain, And so once you realize that, it's like, all right, maybe we should go in there. Let's kind of set up shop for a little bit. That way we get there before they do. And it works out potentially better for us. So I feel like that's the situation we're starting to see. It's getting a little crowded up there on the mountaintop, and not near crowded enough in San Martin, honestly.
Yeah, thankfully the team that I was caster cursing, Phyra IXIA, they're going to be the 3-man only squad in San Martin, while Stellaris potentially might rotate in from the north. But like you said, with it being stage 3, we're talking 4, 5, 6 potential zone shifts for these squads to have to deal with. So if it pulls north in any way, I really feel sorry for anyone on these mountaintops, because as soon as that circle shift happens, they're going to be turning their sights right towards the edge of the map and saying, we're going for the eliminations. We're not making it into that next circle shift. And that's a troubling part. When you take these centralized spots, it could be just one small little mistake of the zone just not giving you enough love a certain way, and ultimately you're having to fight not even just one, but maybe 2 or 3 squads.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a nightmare situation for anybody, honestly. Look, my screen flashed for just a second. It looks like we've got Lily taking shots onto new Moon Esports. I think there was another one in there. Was there not, or did I?
Yeah. There's one more, but it looks like Tara, she's going to be peeking over, almost butchering the shots, but does land the connections. No trade coming out to support as well from Ali down range. Being able to get both players knocked of, I believe, Nina Esports, so 2 for 0 trade. Lily Esports, they were able to pick off 1 player as well, I believe, from Control. So nice pressure being done, not allowing these teams to rotate through your spot on the mountaintops. And this is one of those plays, right, where we've seen, I feel, at least throughout the day today, a lot of these teams rotating dangerously close to other squads in the vehicles. And with how long the game of PUBG Mobile, it's been out, a lot of these players, I mean, it's phenomenal work seeing them shoot players out of vehicles. All the training, the aim labs almost, it seems, just comes into play. And Oh, yes. This.
Is this
I
a
thought it was
mortar?
gonna be just Ron. Oh, yeah, we're on it. And I hope the teammates, they're marking the spot for them. Because you can actually read out. Oh, my goodness.
That was
You
close.
can read out the distance while you're lining up the mortar. You guys have never used it. Go into the training room, pull it out. When you start lining it up, the key strat per Zfon, you do that enemies ahead mark where it gives you that sort of distance range on your ping, and then you line up the mortar with it, and that's where you start hitting the money shots with it. So team control, whoever's working production, we got to keep someone on this squad if they're rocking the mortar like that. Hopefully we could see it later on, but with the circle shift happening here, there's a reason why they're moving Bella. We're pulling all the way to the east. The mountains, they're not in play. Hacienda is not in play. We're talking 3, if not 4 buildings currently in the position of this next circle shift. So all these teams really battling for scraps in this next shift.
Yeah, there is not much room to work with out there. There is limited buildings, limited hills. This is probably like the flattest part of the entire map terrain. It's actually kind of crazy. We'll see what they're going to be able to get done.
Oh! Phyra taking the 1v2 engagement. Tigers not having any support from the teammates. The vehicle rotation is not coming in through as a squad, allowing Luna Esports to 2v1 and ultimately clean up the engagement. But with the commotion, with the shots, team control understands what the dynamic might look like. Actually seeing Luna Esports potentially butcher driving, maybe getting shots, not finding any. Both squads really just teetering on this sort of lever of whether they want to go for this engagement or not. Lady almost getting caught out. No shots connecting just yet. Tokyo going to be the first to fall for Luna Esports. This is going to be the team up onto the mountaintop here, Bella. And unfortunately for control, they're going to be given one right back. Both teams, one player knocked. Only one squad really feeling comfortable with it being Luna Esports. If you're team control, I feel you almost have to just cut ties and run it here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Team Control's been doing fairly well in this tournament. They're going to want to survive here to the end. We've already seen on this map where several solos were able to make it all the way to endgame. Not that they're in a solo situation just yet, but let's cut our losses, pull it back, and save it for a rainy day.
Yeah, the rainy day. I'm not sure how much rain.
Oh, no, there's lots of rain.
It's like, really?
Look, it's clearly rainy there all the time.
Come on. Well, I mean, we saw the sandstorm. I don't think that includes rain, though, Bella.
It's definitely rainy there.
Oh, okay. Nonetheless, then. The desert expert.
Yes. Trust me. I know what I'm talking about.
Nonetheless, the next circle shift does pop. We're talking all those teams on the north and the west out of this next play. We're looking at the Panthers here currently. Only spot in zone, essentially, being on the edge of Graveyard. Just a duo trying to hold back the new Moon Esports duo, as well as potentially the X-Force trio off to their east. So a lot of teams still trying to battle it and trying to just really work with the scraps that are given to them. And with there being 12 squads alive, even though we had a lot of those sort of solos, like you mentioned, Bo, I believe 5 almost at one point, this is one of those zones where you're not going to be seeing any solos other than maybe 1 or 2 teams. This is the death circle, and essentially I'm picturing, we're talking 12 teams right now. I'm saying we might even go down to 3, if not 4, into this next circle shift.
Yeah, I think this is about to get super sketch for a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people are going to make it out of this. There's just not enough, there's not enough for terrain for them to work with. I mean, at best, at least they're going to have a vehicle. They can, hide behind that somewhat. But, man, I hope they've got their bullets lined up. I hope they've got their utilities lined up, because once you get in here, you're not coming back out.
See, but at least they've got the Sonic buggy.
I mean,
okay, Taro's rocking it. I mean, I'm loving this thing more, honestly.
In terms of cover, this got to be the best buggy in the game. It's huge. Like, that's not a buggy.
I gotta see if you're proning, because you remember with the old buggy, we're talking the default skin. Everyone loved using that skin because you could prone between the wheels when it's exploded, and you can kind of have that little pocket, that little hidey hole. But I'm not sure if you could do that with the Sonic skin. So someone in chat, if you have that skin, go test it out right now in the training room. Let me know, because I'm needing to know if that's compy or not. in the district. But nonetheless, X-Force, they actually opted to leave that very top of the mountain. They don't want to play out in the open or maybe isolated for the likes of Katch Esports to potentially catch off one player. But we're talking 3 or 4 teams. They opted to rotate in late here. Dior Esports full sending onto the solo, if not duo, of Moon Esports. They do come out on top. I'm not sure if they even lost a player into that engagement, but the north side, it's looking like chaos. And well, X-Force, they're going to be one of the teams contested, as well as Control, as well as Katch Esports. So 3, if not 4 squads here up onto the north, fighting it out for the ridge lines. Only team really here that I'm interested in seeing kind of perform well is going to be the Panthers. They're a duo. They've got an opportunity here, I feel, to really play spoiler to the X-Force duo here.
I mean, absolutely. Unfortunately, X-Force doesn't have any elims to their name, whereas the Panthers have 6 already. So X-Force is going to have to turn it on. They need to walk out of here with something.
Yeah.
You know, so now is the time. If there was ever a time, ladies, it's right now. Time to show up.
Yeah, and I feel just that 6th elimination tally, I'm honestly feeling the Panthers over that, even with it being a 2v3 scenario, because if you're this far into the match, 23 minutes, and we're seeing donuts up on the board, the only other squad that has 0 elims is one of the solos remaining, being Phyra IXIA. So if you're one of these squads that has members up, not having eliminations under your belt, you got to get active now. And well, for X-Force, it looks like they're making the right play here. Y1 finding to try to angle. Try to get the angle with the nade. Not able to get the re-knock. Actually going to be a drive-off, potentially. Big shots need to come through. Not going to connect. Potentially getting away with murder. Katch Esports able to keep all 4 players up. But right as I say that, of course, 2 of them absolutely beamed out of the vehicle. I believe Dior helping with that case. And, well, with it being 20 seconds left here, Bella, we're seeing everyone start scrambling for the vehicles. Everyone's dropping like flies from the driver's side seats. And well, it all comes down to these early game engagements, and really none of these squads are coming out on top.
No, not at all. I mean, this is kind of exactly what we expected to see in this kind of end zone. End zone. Sorry, football popped into my head when I said that. This is what it's going to be. So hopefully, you know, I almost feel like whoever has the most utility here is going to have a huge advantage. As we see both of these teams, all the nades are starting to come out. We've got Dior throwing down on the Team Control, trying to get them. They do finish Team Control, and Team Control is now out of it. Down to X-Force, Dior, and the Panthers. Dior Esports has 12 elims. I just want to call that out right now. That's absolutely insane. Panthers with 7 elims, X-Force with only 2 on the board. So if they're going to clean up on aisle 6, it's going to have to happen right now. They could walk away with some huge numbers. They're a 3-man squad. Anything's possible.
Yeah, and with 2 elims, you do have those eliminations under your belt that we were wanting to see from the trio. Obviously, 2 of them are just on 1 player, so the other 2 members needing to wake up and really show that there's lights on and there's definitely someone home when it comes to them playing the match. But unfortunately, we're looking at 11 eliminations, possibly 4 more for Dior to pick up. 3 onto X-Force, and then that Panther solo, like you mentioned. So if you're either of these squads, you're honestly kind of trying to wait this zone out. If you're X-Force, trying to wheedle out this solo player, make it a 3v4 and play for the late game, while if you're Dior, you're trying to catch any player, any movement that goes on, whether it's in or out of the zone. You want to be the team that catches and claims that elimination. And we see the Panthers, the drive-in. We're understanding the situation. Melly, not sure if she's going to either go for a knock elimination or just potentially try to play for that placement. Seems like we'll be able to get a few meds off. Not sure how long this will essentially last. We do see some nades come through, and it's going to be on the wrong side of the vehicle, potentially getting another one. And no elimination claim for Dior here, Bella. 3v4 situation for the X-Force squad, but with all the smokes dissipating, this might be an opportunity for X-Force to strike.
It might be. They do get Dr. Pepe down. Right now, they're coming up. Boss is coming up. Potentially going to take... Oh, my God, move! That nade absolutely lands. Cuts her health in half. She's going to have to... have to get healed up. We've got Dr. M7Y just lobbing them over there, trying to connect with anything. I'm not sure, but Killa is going to go and try to round for the wraparound. Doesn't quite make it.
Oh, man.
Ooh, a rock.
Hey, it's better than the Ridges Dior's playing right now. It's a matter of if Diabla can hit her shots. Does have her teammate knocked just down to the left. You're understanding there's going to be no reset coming through the 2v3 scenario. Seeing a bit of an overpeak potentially from Boss right on the edge of the circle as well. Will not be knocked just yet. So Bit of a saving grace. Diablo does find one. M7, the nades. She was getting annoyed with them, Bella. She's saying, hey, I'm making sure you're shooting your gun at this zone. And Boss, with the off angle, does get another 2v1 scenario onto Dior. If you're X-Force, you hit the reloads and you hit the full send on this player. Boss with the off angle. It's not even going to come to that. Diablo making the winner chicken dinner be claimed by them. X-Force females. They're the team that wins the last match of the night. One of our squads that we were interested in seeing off of the name brand alone showing up tonight here. And, well, Bella, what a better way to end the night than to have a win under your belt.
Absolutely. So I think I might have picked them first, but what I meant to do was, see, that was reverse psychology. This is exactly what I was talking about. What I actually meant was for them to win the last match. I called it like perfect, actually.
Okay. And by the way, obviously 3v4 scenario there. They had to work through Graveyard, through the Panthers, and obviously through Dior in the end, which nothing short close of Dior's performance there, right? We're talking 12, 13 eliminations, essentially. Not sure what the final tally was. It was 13, almost 3,000 total damage. So they were the squad putting in work, but it always comes down to that end game, right? 3v3 scenario. You allow X-Force to make you dissipate all your smokes, make you use all your util, and ultimately when it comes down to hitting shots, X-Force was the team to come out on top. So nice stuff for them. But what I'm interested in seeing tonight, Bella, obviously coming from tonight into tomorrow's 5 sets of matches, is what these teams, what that sort of change in mentality might be for some of these squads. Because if you've played 5 matches on the big stage, I'm expecting all these teams to kind of do that VOD review right, and be able to kind of maybe change their game plan to have more consistent performances.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of work to do between, you know, this evening and tomorrow when we start this all back over. Lots of VOD review, lots of discussions are going to have to happen about what went right, what didn't go right, what we potentially could have done, and everything in between. So some of these teams, you know, their VOD reviews might go a little bit easier for them. On the back end, there's a few that are going to have to say, this obviously clearly didn't work for us. What can we do to improve the situation from here on out? Because none of these teams, you know, they're out. I'm not going to say anything like that. I don't ring any bells. I know, you know, Dave and all you guys, Reflections, y'all be ringing bells left and right earlier. And I'm just not that guy, because at the end of the day, anybody can turn around, have an about-face situation, and come back. So I'm excited to see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, and I feel like for this tournament especially, we're just seeing such a dynamic range of competitors in this event. And it's not just 1 or 2 squads showing up and performing. We're seeing multiple teams come in, dropping at least either double-digit top 3 performances or those high elimination winner chicken dinners, whether it's the 10, 12, 14 eliminations like we've saw from teams like the Panthers here tonight. It's something that you can't remark in any way, shape, or form as luck. It's all skill, and these teams are showing which squads have their heads on a swivel, like you made mention of the most throughout today. And with it being the 5 matches, right, if you're one of those teams that when we do pull up the overalls in a little bit, if you're near that bottom side, right, we expect you to be able to kind of make some bigger changes. While if you're near the top, maybe keep it, maybe make some minor changes, but nonetheless, any of these teams, I feel, coming into this tournament, they battled to be here, and ultimately, with it being this sort of 3-day event, $1,000 on the line, there's still a lot at stake for these teams.
Absolutely. Like I said, it's going to be very exciting to see what tomorrow brings. I'm thoroughly expecting some of these teams that were more at the bottom of the list to come in and have an about face. It's been so exciting that we don't have any runaway situations. I love that because it's keeping everything close. It's keeping the competition exciting, spicy for the rest of us that are out here watching it. And it's only going to continue and grow tomorrow when we see.
Yeah, and we're growing for the most part. Obviously, there's growing pains, but mostly you're wanting to be growing and at least moving up that leaderboard, that right side tally. I'm not sure what our ETA is looking like for the overalls, but these teams right now, I'm wanting to know what the Aaron Gills and Miramar changes are going to be. I'm not too concerned about Rondo, other than maybe them just getting a little bit more aggressive if you felt like you didn't have those sort of elimination tallies under your belt. But for these teams, it's really a matter if you're able to kind of come in and really be able to perform when it matters most. But I made question of it earlier. Bella, you haven't answered it yet. If you were to win first place, okay, I've given you all day to think of it here. What are we buying with the first place prize player?
What am I buying?
What are we buying? What's the Bella Fox checklist right at the top?
I'm not gonna lie, Enigma, I didn't think about it.
Oh, come on!
Listen, brother, I can lie to your face. You want me to lie to your face?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
want you to lie to my face.
All right, I'm a big fan of Mike's. Mike's subs.
Mike's. Oh, Mike's subs. Okay.
Yeah,
like a
dude,
sandwich.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. You guys have those out there?
Yeah, we got
Cali?
Mike's. I'm a Subway guy. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I
What?
can toast it. I can toast it. How can you be upset about a sandwich when you make it yourself, here, Bella? Okay, that's all I'm saying. How can you
Subway.
be upset about Subway? You design your own sandwich and then you toast it after. Mike's doesn't let you toast it here, Bella. Okay.
Because it doesn't need to be toasted, brother. It's perfection as
nah.
it comes to me. Subway is.
Listen, Bella, if I want to look at perfection, I look in the mirror like I am right now, okay? But for the most part, people, you can strive for greatness like that. Mike's isn't anywhere close to that, okay? I'm fighting you on that one, okay? Subway on top, Mike's down here.
Oh my God!
We're not having it. We're not
You're
having
so lucky we don't live close to each other. We just happened. What a
Well, you
force
live in
feeds you
some
some
like
rights.
Narnia land, like
Yeah.
Louisiana or something.
Yeah,
couldn't
I live
point
out
to it on a
there.
map,
I live
to
out
be
there in the
honest
middle of
with
the country. You know, it all looks the same out here.
you. Yeah, I mean, all we've got is the beach here for the most part. So everything's just water and sand, obviously like Miramar. But for the most part, I mean, I'm interested in seeing chat. What would you get if you had that first place prize, right? $500. You split it 4 ways, a little over $100. What are we thinking? I'm getting the fake mustaches. Taylor's got his rice cookers, and well, Clint, pretty sure he's getting some more decals on his bike, to say the least. But let us know, of course, as well as who you think is going to be sitting at the top in the overalls when we show it in a sec. If I had a choice to sort of guess on maybe a top performer on the day here, I'm kind of feeling the Panthers, Bella. That's going to be my guess on number one. At least top 3, but I'm saying number 1 for that team. Who are you thinking tonight?
Yeah, I mean, Dior Esports did really, really well too.
Oh yeah.
Man, I don't know, dude. I'm feeling Dior, but it could definitely be Panthers. But I'm feeling Dior.
Ooh, Dior, and I feel we have a lot of chatters at least X-Force, if not Panthers, as well as Dior fans in the chat. So make sure, of course, we read chat. You and I both were there throughout the day. If you want to chat, bring it up to something, or at least just show us which teams you're rooting for. Make sure to be spamming that chat. Make sure, of course, to be following the socials at @org_control on Instagram, as well as the YouTube channel where you're watching right now. It's not something you want to miss out on, whether it's this event, the next 2 days, or future tournaments, whether it's you wanting to compete or just watch the games like Bella and I are doing right now. But for the most part, Bella, when we're coming to it, and it's the end of the day, of course, I know we're waiting on scores still for the most part, but how are you feeling at the end of it all? 5 games done. Did it live up to your expectations tonight?
Oh, more so then, because I was, you know, when you come into situations like this, I'm always worried about a runaway team, and that's just it. You know, I'm happy for said runaway team, of course, but like it's not good for show. It doesn't make anybody else feel good, and it's just kind of a boring situation. And so I've been really excited to see how much it's very clear that these ladies want this. They fought hard to get here. You know, they put up the points for the bonus points, and everybody is doing what they need to improve their overall scores. And so I just think that, like, on the whole, it was a very like spicy day, and I'm looking for it to get even more spicy. You know, I'm gonna take it from like a level 2 low spicy, and I'm gonna need it to be like tie hot. Okay, we need to bring it all the way up to tie hot. That's what I want to see.
Oh man,
more mortars. More mortars. I need more mortars. Nobody actually
I can't
died.
do spicy food though. I'm so bad with spice.
What?
Though. Like, I kid you not. I mean, you'll see my face just completely red. I know I look like a ghost right now for the most part on broadcast, but I mean, if I was to even just have a pepper of something, it's just you're seeing me sweating, like I'm crying out of the side of my eyes. I don't know if I could do tie hot.
Tie hots, you know.
You might be a little too. Now, have you had tie hot though? Are you saying that, or have you actually had it?
Oh no, I only ever ordered that. Listen, I'm Italian.
What?
Spice runs through these veins, brother.
Ooh,
like, that's how it works. And so,
Okay.
yeah, when you go to the restaurant and they're like, how hot you want? And they're like, tie hot. And then they're like, are you
Give
sure?
me the good stuff.
Exactly.
See, but
So-
now my question is, because it's you and Flip, then does
Mm-hmm.
Flip get the hot, or is he kind of like me? Is he a weakling on the spice?
Bro, that brother drinks Tabasco sauce like it's water.
What? No,
Yeah,
I
dude.
can't picture him doing
I'm not
that.
even.
Okay.
I'm not
Shout
even
out
kidding,
to the
dude.
goat, by the
No
way.
lies were detected. I'm telling you.
See, you got the spice, and then he's got the Tabasco in
Yeah,
his veins.
like-
That's how it works, I guess.
If he didn't like spicy food, it just probably would never work out. Like, there's no compatibility there. If we don't have spicy, what do we have? I mean, yeah, I guess it's PUBG
Oh,
Mobile,
man.
but come on, the spice is the glue. The spice is the glue.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if you were to have a chicken dinner, right? Like, if let's say every game you won in PUBG Mobile, you could have a spice factor. Would you just get like a Thai, like chicken, like winner chicken dinner, or would you just kind of keep it simple and do some like salt and pepper on it or something?
Ew. Ew.
What? Ew.
Ew.
Oh.
I
What if
have
I just
taste
told
buds.
you I don't do anything?
Oh my
like, just
God,
cook it,
Enigma!
like, nothing on it. Nothing on it. Like, you just throw it in the oven.
Stressing
You got
me out.
nothing. It's just the plain old chicken, and then I throw in some like white steamed rice and just keep it bland. Oh, that sounds like a perfect Friday night.
What? Is your rice have any spice?
Oh no, just keep it plain. Keep it plain for the most part. Oh come on,
I'm just stunned into silence.
Like
I can't even.
You're acting like this is a surprise.
This is insaneness. No, I thought you were like, I don't know, dude. I guess I expected you to like a little bit of spice. But not like straight up bland. Like I don't have any anything.
No seasonings, no condiments, no nothing on the nights. Okay, we gotta. No.
It's crazy.
Listen, if you and I are ever together somewhere with Flip, we'll go.
Oh my
somewhere
God, I
and
can't
I'll try
wait.
spice
I can't
with you.
wait.
Yeah, I'll try the spice with you guys. We're not going the Thai hot like you, okay? But well, at least we'll maybe steal some from Flip and be like, yeah, give me that Tabasco, and we'll pour it in, you know. But for the most part, guys, sorry for the wait. Close to getting the scores up underway. We've made our predictions, we've made our notes and that sort of stuff, and really just now we're waiting on it for the most part. But we're getting our ear right now, Bella. The time we've all been waiting for. The overalls after all 5 games, the bonus points, they've all been added up. Let's see what it looks like here coming throughout day 1 of the tournament. And for game 1, I'm trying to see, or excuse me, first place, I'm trying to see who's able to really rest at the top when it comes to the overalls. Suspense. Wait, and there we go.
Oh!
Moon Esports, no win under their belt. They come in with the most bonus points here, Bella, but they are still, after the eliminations and placements alone, they're able to barely hold on to that first place spot still.
Absolutely impressive. Ironically, though, I'd like to point out Dior Esports coming in second with more elims, but then now, again, it's coming down to bonus points. Dior Esports with the chicken dinner and the 30 elims, and the same with the Panthers as well. 30 elims. So our predictions were pretty spot on. We just didn't think about Luna Esports. We didn't factor in the bonus points. That's my bad.
Yeah. And listen, one thing I like to see too is that 2nd through 6th place are all the winner chicken dinner teams. It's all of those 5 wins. It's all different teams that had won throughout the night, like we mentioned throughout the show. Only team that really is kind of that sort of question mark, really surprised they're up there still, is obviously the Luna Esports. I mean, those bonus points definitely salvaging them, but the problem is now is with the leaderboards being so close from 1st to 6th, those bonus points really don't matter too much anymore. We're talking every game after this is what counts, and unfortunately the teams that I wanted to see maybe perform a little bit better tonight, we saw some moments of brilliance, just not being able to close it out in the end. I'm looking at Phyra IXIA, Katch Esports, as well as Stellaris. Good elimination tallies from these squads, a lot of brilliant moments from the squads, but unfortunately just not able to really kind of close out those late game positions and be able to end up themselves in that top 3 positions.
Yeah, I mean, today was the day that they were going to have to take advantage of those bonus points. Luna Esports, obviously, we see that happening. Team Control was 2nd place with that. Lily, so all of these teams, but unfortunately, you know, even Burn in Silence had 2 bonus points coming into it, and they find themselves in 14th place. So I'm really looking for them to turn and burn and make something happen tomorrow. VOD review, go back, see what didn't work out, ladies, make some changes, and come back tomorrow even stronger. I've got full faith that everybody can turn this around. Nothing's lost. It's only day 1.
And well, day 1, unfortunately for everyone, if you wanted to watch more competitive PUBG Mobile, that'll be coming in tomorrow and the day after. 5 matches done, no more here on the night. But of course, thank you to you guys watching at home. Thank you to Bella to join me on the cast, and thank you everyone doing the production and the players behind the scenes. You guys are the ones that make it happen. Allow all of us to feel spoiled and watch competitive PUBG Mobile. If you haven't tuned in already, make sure to follow that at @org_control on Instagram for the overall scores, as well as potential updates with future tournaments and registrations. Thank you to everyone watching, of course, and tomorrow, 7 p.m. EST. We'll see you then.